like he can kill the Disruptor.
Something, and that's going to be Disruptor. He's going to be caught inside the clogs. Mipochka needs to find a way out of this one. Does get it successful. Patos wants to be able to finish him off here with the help of Elisach. He could be able to. Elisach is going to be able to get that kill. Patos, though, is going to die as Yoku comes in. He'll be able to provide some assistance. Now to pull back. Nyx will lay some damage onto Capsor. Will be able to finish him off. And Elisach, who tries to get the shackle in time, he's a little bit late. And now he's going to be caught as well. Oh, maybe not. Looks like with the boots on the Shadow Shaman, just enough to stay ahead of Nyx, and is not going to get tossed back to his doom. What Nyx was hoping for.
But look at this. Like, you have to make such a forced move just to do anything.
Yeah.
Catsword doesn't feel good right now. They wanted to take away the Clockwork because they assumed that they would do Clockwork SF. But it puts you in a position where you can't kill any of the 3 lanes. And when you do kill, it's such a hard commitment because Patos doesn't really want to make that play.
No.
You're a Tide Hunter. You're not really providing too much. He ends up going down. Like, you can't really afford to die this many times. And the opportunity cost isn't even very high because the Tiny has quite a bit.
In your opinion, has this been a common downside for Kinguin? Do you think that they lost to Mineski in part because of their draft?
I think that game 2 they almost certainly should have won.
Yeah. But game 1 I felt was draft based.
Yeah, game 1 was definitely draft based. I mean, most of these teams when they lose, it's going to be draft related.
Do you think that determines a majority of wins right now?
Oh, 100%. Draft is...
Do you think it's more important than it's ever been?
Actually, I think like 2 months ago it was even more important. Nowadays, I feel like the best draft doesn't always win.
Patos. Once again here. Does manage to get the Anchor Smash before a lot of this damage, so he might be able to escape. Katsur's going to be able to help him out here. Goes down to Cogs. And Exotic Gear is held well, but Telekinesis stops him in his tracks.
I really want to point out what Nyx is doing, by the way. As a 1 position, he's consistently protecting his supports.
Yeah, and he's even going for the kill on Patos right now. He does manage to grip it. And Exotic Deer is not level 6, so this kill on Nyx is not going to be so easy. Instead, they're going to get Mipochka, but this is a worthy trade-off for Empire. They pull the mid away from his lane, pull a bunch of supports there.
He's stacks on him.
Nice. Got the spin off just before. He's not going to take a whole bunch of magic damage here. Tiki out. Barely.
Very
ahead of that second race, but gets it. That was pretty clutch timing there.
I'll take that as
you see the difference right now, though? Yoku already has Arcanes.
Yeah. Now, what Empire have done, running Rubik and Disruptor, we actually don't see a whole lot of. Maybe it was just recent. Complexity just ran out of coordination Rubik, but it seems like to me that teams are prioritizing a lot of these 4 positions, that Clockwork, Earth Spirit, these kind of heroes that really roam in. Why aren't we seeing more of the kind of double range supports?
I mean, it depends on the lineup. Like, I think Rubik is a very strong hero right now because of the prevalence of the playmaking 3. When you consistently play against these like Tide Hunters, it feels
Omni
amazing,
Knight.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Omni Knight especially. Then you feel very comfortable taking him as a first 2. And you can use him as a flex, where you can pick him as a 4 or a 5. As Patos is...
Chuck the tree!
Oh, nice.
Not enough.
But
yeah, I guess there's not too many, maybe Bat Rider, maybe Legion. There's not too many offlaners that I think like, oh, Rubik is unhappy with the spells he's going to be stealing there.
Yeah. I think that the null field is also very nice. The null field is something that we don't talk about enough either.
Sure.
I like Rubik as a hero. I feel very comfortable if I'm a drafter and I'm taking him first 2. I'm not sad about that. Like, you do well in lanes. Your team fight potential is very high. I think Secret was onto something when they would just first do it all the time.
Trying to go for the telekinesis. Looks like he may have thrown it a little bit early there.
Oh, he's stuck that for sure.
Yeah, but I think it's near impossible on Lasso. Toss forward, but there is Elise on field. Slow down the Bat Rider. Because he's going to spin the moment the lasso ends, but if you telekinesis during the lasso, it kills the telekinesis.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much a... You're never gonna... Maybe if you grab the creep. Possibly that would go going to the lasso. Maybe that was the play.
I think this active style of carry, though, I like it. He's just moving around the map, trying to get kills instead of first team. It reminds me of like what Crystallize did for Navi. Like Crystallize sped up the game for Navi a lot.
Yeah.
Because FN's gonna get run into. He really
no, they didn't get the throw off from Exotic here. They're firing the whole line. Jesus. He was so fast. Almost almost made it out thanks to his drums, but there's just one too many heroes surrounding his mid lane. It looks like Kingwin are going to go for a push off that. At the same time, Nyx does manage to kill the Clockwork, though. As you said, very active carry. We're seeing that out of Nyx. We're seeing that out of Juggernaut. Both of them are trying to play pretty active, moving around the map.
What in the world was that? Like, he expected the first three. He's like, juke you all. And
but the funny part is he should have seen the Shadow Shaman too.
Yeah.
Because his smoke popped on the rotation behind the tier 1.
Oh, that's a very nice blink dagger. Everyone is liable to die now. You can even kill the Jug if you're somewhat fast. Jug's pretty low, Nisha, playing at 600 health. If he's not careful and he's targeted inside of it, he will go down. As he's gonna go to the lane, Nyx. You gotta get him with both, though.
Oh,
very fast.
He got it before the lasso grab. He gets it here before the avalanche.
Very quick.
There's a reason I think a lot of people talked about Nisha kind of being the best player on Kingwin. Very high skill. Very high potential as a young player.
I remember like Dota 1 or when Dota started, that those plays would be so hype, but now everyone makes them.
Yeah.
Everyone's so good and fast. It was like the advent of like when you used to play against S4 puck mid, and he would just dodge anything. Yeah, just obnoxious to play against. Then you realize everyone can do it now. And the skill cap in Dota has just been raised every year.
Viper Strike stolen by the Rubik.
Did you ever play Dota 1?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's like Dota 1, a lot. If you watch the old compilation videos, I remember I used to get so hyped. And now they're just like the most basic things.
I remember the big like Merlini Zeus play that video. Yeah, they're gonna be able to grab him pretty easily here.
Very nice.
I remember looking at that play when I was playing in Pawn, going back and looking at that video, and I was like, that's not that impressive.
I mean, it was different times. Like,
yeah, exactly. It was different times, so it was a really clutch play back then.
Yeah, back then it was like if you would dodge Stormhammers as Storm Spirit, you were considered like that was a boss move. That was getting in a was it like a Woe Dota? You know, like we are electric.
Yeah.
Back then, that was a if you did that. Nowadays, like everyone does. Oh, pull back
Storm on the Tide Hunter.
Easy. Pato says, "Oh man,
that was a rough game." So was the rest of the team. Honestly, 5,000
dagger on
right
Ghost
now by Empire. They're gonna find Cancer. Couldn't even get his level 6. Trying to farm neutral with the Clockwork. That's how you know the game has gone terribly wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to point out like the prevalence of like what he's doing as a 4 position in this game. I was gonna make a video about it, but I didn't know how interesting that'd be because I think it's so cool nowadays. Like your 4 position has to do something for the laning phase, and a lot of it depends on like the kind of 4 position you are and what you're playing against. Yeah, I think that's so cool because you look at this Rubik, he's very enabled because he can go around the map and get kills for his team. You lift, you're gonna lift him in a triple raise. Whereas like the Clockwork, he's gonna run very slowly at you mid. There's natural counters to him everywhere. There's very forced maneuvers at all times for this hero in this game. And this is why like laning phase wise, they suffered so much. And why Empire was able to play the way they did.
And this is also why we don't see a whole lot of Clockwork being like 3rd picked up.
Yeah,
now. Like that was definitely a difference in drafting when I saw Kingwin go for that.
Yeah. That's why like Earth Spirit's always safe, right? Because if you're Earth Spirit, you have a stun and a silence, so you always feel good. Your ulti's very nice.
Yeah, closing slow.
Yeah, up the top.
Shot does manage to grab the SF here, but he already has that force, so he's going to be able to get out of the cogs. Well, all right, he's already going to pull back with the glimpse there. A little bit late, though.
They got to be careful.
That was weird.
Yeah, especially with the healing ward down.
Good, does have a static strike. He's going to lay it down now, already off the flash. But he puts the he can still kill with Viper Strike down with the Rabbit. Managed to catch all of them. Gets off the spin. The Juggernaut will live, and Ant-Man will end up dying underneath the wards.
Very weird decision making by Empire.
Funky stuff, man. Funky stuff.
Yeah, they decided to go in 1 by 1. They didn't have to take that fight. That was quite good for them. Like, you allow your Tiny to push up bottom. I think you give up that tower, but instead they lose the Shadow Field on top of that. His Ghost Scepter, or his Force Staff was already on cooldown. Just felt like that was unnecessary. That was the first reveal of the Tide Ravage, and the Tide is still far behind. Make no mistake about it, as a Tide Hunter, you really hate being behind. Like this, Bulba used to tell us, like this hero needs to farm. Yeah. You want to be up there in net worth, otherwise you're a Ravage and that's it. Like you can't tank, You don't provide any other utility, and you never want these 3 position heroes like Enigma or Tidehunter to just solely be useful for your ult.
We're seeing that reflected in the builds coming out from these Tidehunters as well, right? They're not going Arcane Boots Blink. They're going Phase Boots into Pipe, right? So they can tank, they can go ahead and gush people and right-click them. They're not just a one-button Ravage. They're going to sit on the front lines and do a numerous amount of things.
For sure. I really hate the Tidehunters that just say like, oh, well, I have Ravage, it'll be fine. Well, your Ravage only comes off like, you're going to only have impact then every 2.5 minutes, and if you don't have impact with your Ravage, then your entire game is kind of blown up.
4-man smoke up here from Empire. Last engagement that they took was a bit bunk up there at the tier 1, but this time they're the aggressors. Unfortunately, they've already been scouted out by Kingwin. Good read off of that push. No one's really showing on the map, so they made a successful read and are going to invade this game.
Yeah, I think the giant fire on the ground.
Trees just falling over for no reason.
That's random. Who knows where that came from?
We no longer have those special effects, right? When the game goes super late.
Oh, when everything's breaking?
Like, yeah, everything
I kind of like that.
Yeah, that was always really cool. Just like fire dropping from nowhere.
Does Rubik still have the Omni Slash? I know he stole it.
Yeah, he still has it.
He really wants to use it.
Jug is a pretty good hero to use it on. Step forward, does manage to grab it. Great use by FA. He does have Omni Slash, but
no,
it wouldn't get him a kill anyway, so.
Oh, it's running out. At least ulti creeps. You'll get him.
Dire structures are fortified.
He has so much mana. Man, he is farmed to hell. He's got Arcane Boots plus the staff, so he's sitting on 1,000 mana.
He's almost got a 4-staff too.
He's
very farmed.
That feels great. You're Rubik.
Yeah,
just
got Clockwork. And they've got 2 4-staffs on the enemy team. You're just like, well, my impact in this game has finished.
Especially when you have the lower level Clockwork, whose hookshot only stuns very, very small duration.
Yeah.
It's hard to be able to get behind the hero and push them back with the cogs with only level 1.
The best Clockwork games are the ones where like you just go around, you have a lot of kill potential on everybody. Even when they get 4-staffs, they're delayed to the point where you have a second item.
Yeah. You have a 4-staff yourself, or... Oh. He's gonna stop the... He is gonna be able to glimpse Exotic Deer. He's caught. Nothing he can do here, just put some damage on the supports. Maybe they still get the tier 2 off the Serpent Wards.
Oh, they're gonna glyph it and deny it.
Deny it.
Get a bunch of ward money too.
That feels the worst. That's right. No. Pachos is there to help him out.
Go for it, Ghost Dick. Oh, he did. What a beast. Look at that.
He's not scared of anybody on this team.
And you should. That was a 5-stacked Clockwork, and you've got Max Sticky. He's gonna die in 2 seconds.
There is no one on Kingwin that can do anything in this game. I'm very surprised they took Jug in this game, because they have a Viper. Their lineup is good.
What else do you think they should have gone? Like,
I don't know.
I can't remember the bans. I know they banned Void, and Void's very good in lane, and maybe Chrono's somewhat useful here.
They saw this at the level 2 on this Slash, so it is going to be enough to bring him down with But it just seems to me like if your Jug is not ahead, the game's over. Right?
I'm okay with...
You're a solo core Jug.
Yeah, I hope OD Pixel, by the way, is watching and he saw that the Jug did not take the +1 second Blade Fury duration in this game.
Who was doing that support Jug meme? You were part of that?
Was it Jack?
Yeah, it was Jack. It was definitely Jack. Support Juggernaut, Lonham style.
Jack is one of the most confusing players I've ever had the misfortune of playing Dota with. Both me and Merlini, our longest loss streaks in Dota 2, like in our history, have been coincidentally or not with Jack.
I feel like I've played a little bit more with Jack because I've gone to a few more of these Chinese events. I avoided that stuff.
I said it's miserable. Oh, at bottom, the hook comes in.
Babochka, gonna be caught here, does have Static Storm. He wants to lay it down, tries to go for Glimpse instead, but it's gonna caught underneath. Nether Toxin from the Veneno Viper guy.
Accurate.
That's all they get. They get these little support pickoffs. Nothing's really changing about the game. It's still the SF and the Tiny getting bigger and bigger. And the Juggernaut's game is going to grow harder and harder. Slash play. Bring down these heroes. Meanwhile, Nick. Oh my god, that Hex did not last at all. That was a level 1 Hex that just like instantly disappeared.
Yeah, Nick's is getting gone on right now.
They don't have the Omni Slash, so it's going to be hard for them to bring him down. He has to actually turn and fight. Now, that's going to help the Viper. They're going to go for the Ravage. It barely connects, but they don't have the counter vision to be able to see Nick. So he's going to come back in. He called out Nisha. They do manage to get the static throw, but stun on top of that, preventing the spin and bringing down the jungle. Now it's up to Exotic Deer and Patos. Neither one of them do a whole lot of damage, but maybe they can slowly but surely bring down Nyx. They are going to be able to get at least that much. 1,000 gold goes to Patos for that kill, but the fight still rages on. Patos is now going to go for some of those supports, chasing them back while the Viper is dealing with the Bad Riders. Here comes that man, though, from the north. Damage on to Patos. Heading out. Viper looks like he did manage to get away from the Bat Rider, so he's okay. He actually killed the Bat Rider with the help of the Shadow Shaman. But all in all, it did seem like a better fight for Empire.
Yeah, gold. It's kind of even though, because of how far ahead they were.
Yeah.
At that point, trading 4 for 2 is gold even at least. And then mid.
Gonna get a whole lot worse if they lose Costor as well as Alisach here. Exotic Deer coming over. They've already shackled up FN. Glimpse will stop that one. And Mass Force stops getting them away with the blocks from that Hellbear. That was Exotic Deer's Hellbear, yeah. Get out of the Clockwork's way.
This is the downside of when the enemy has so many 4 staffs. You don't feel like you can play the same amount of Dota. And the catch just like, it's not easy for them anymore. Because this Tidehunter's so underfarmed. Same with the Viper. You saw the disable, right? Like how long it lasted, by the way?
Yeah. Instant.
Just...
It was like a mini stun.
Yeah, he was there and then he wasn't. And they give the DD to Nyx to follow up.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Mine! Oh no, I like Empire.
Yeah, they're playing really well.
I feel like they could have 2 newbie yesterday too.
Yeah.
Some poor decision making, but...
Against Kingwin, definitely look like the superior team here.
So far. You never know. There could be, they could still get this like Ravage playoff. But their heroes don't naturally shove out the lanes like very easily. They're core heroes anyways. The Jug's got Battle Fury, but I don't know how much more farm he has than that. Like, he needs at least 2 more items to fight.
Like 3 of their heroes are extremely dependent on just going for kills. Jug, Viper, and Lock. They are not getting any of those. Score is 18-10 with a 10,000 gold lead in favor of Empire. Currently setting up for Roshan as well, just to secure the game a bit more.
I like that too. If you saw the way that the network league went, relatively just like, ooh, time. Yeah. Moon Manager used to always complain about that. When we were on DC, he'd say, why is our graph never just a straight up? Why is there always these like jagged lines? But no,
we're not very consistent. That would have
that'd be one way to describe that team. In mid though, they've got great vision. And it's actually England that are going to run in for this. And I think this is one play that they got to make. They're behind by a lot right now, but
go for it. They've got the Ravage mid post shot. That's going to be back. But so is the static start. They've already getting low. So looks like they are going to be able to bring down Nyx. The Bat Rider chased away as well. Clockwork barely survives and keeps the rest of the heroes. They're going to get Roshan. They're going to try and take this Bat Rider, and the Wards are taking Roshan at the same time. Exotic is the one inside the pit. He's focusing on that area because they just caught the SF. The shackles last a little bit, but Kingwin have no other heroes to be able to catch him. He's too damn fast. Kingwin. Hey, they saw a small opportunity. They knew they were behind. Go for the ball team play. They get an Aegis. They're going to get a tier 1 tower on top of that. That may have just swung the game a little bit back in their favor.
Empire needed to get, or Laportka had to get the Tidehunter inside of the null field. If he does, then they go for that killer because it's a counter to Tide.
This is dangerous. Empire trying to fight this one out. 4 versus 5. FN with this Invis Rune is trying to set up for a great ultimate. Pato, Invis Rune is going to walk right on top of him. FN nails it. Now Capture is going to be caught as well by Ghost Stick. Alisach, he's going to be glimpsed back as well. A 4 versus 5 turns into a 4 versus 2. As Empire just ravaged the entirety of Kingwin. Great outplay there from FN.
Man, he vociferously shut that down. Ooh, the timing. He got it right. Perfect. Yeah, that was pixel perfect. Oh, you gotta like that. That was... Whew. I was like, ah, no, Empire, not like this.
Especially since the Ravage was still up for the Tide. You're like trying to force this fight, like, oh, Jesus. The only way they could do that, though, is just completely bursting the top.
He has a put, too, so he actually just, like, got right on top of the screen. That was a beast. Is FN really going to use the tome for himself? Come on, man. You are level 20 already.
Gotta get to that 25.
Oh, look at that hero damage. I like... Wait, can we bring that back up? I like looking at that.
Why?
I don't know, that was cool. Like... Oh, there we go.
Oh, damn. Production on point.
Yeah. Get the... Clockwork has dealt almost...
Same amount of damage as...
Doctor, yeah.
Batrider sitting at 9k. That's Ghostic. Beast.
Ghostic has been the standout player for me from Empire, as well as everyone already knows about FN and all that. But Ghostic has been insane.
Ghostic was known as a Batrider spammer before.
Yeah.
So it's not too surprising that he's having a great performance on that hero now.
When I think of Ghostic, I think of like ancient Batrider.
Yeah.
His axe yesterday was... I mean, that was such a rough time.
I mean, they picked axe.
Yeah.
What is Ghostic gonna do with that? If I'm that offlaner, I'm very unhappy with my captain.
You know that
you picked me what hero?
That picture of like Universe when he sees like Envy.
He's just like Kunkka.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see, like if they would show Ghostic's reaction. It's like axe.
What kind of miracles do you expect me to pull with that hero?
I had like 2,000 net worth after like 10 minutes. This guy does not want to play the same game that I'd want to play.
Ted actually asked me, he was like, what about Centaur? Like, Centaur's a great hero. And I was like, he's like Axe. You saw that game yesterday, Ted? It's just like that.
Nah, it's different.
No.
Centaur gets to hit creeps with double edge. He's a cool guy.
They have the same problem. Their laning phase is garbage. They're just so easily shut out, and they have to have a good laning
Austin,
phase.
in my 3K MMR games, you'd be wrong.
That's true. My 3K MMR, where an Oracle stands and hits me.
They fear me there. Alright, so Nyx is going to invis up. He's silver edge too. They want to try to burst this Highlander if they find him.
Yeah.
And he would pretty much kill anybody.
Break that Kraken shell. So now they've got two ways to deal with it. Both that, bursting him, as well as, well, jump on the catapult. Double initiation, needs to pop. He can go through for FN. He's going to throw down that Omni Slash. One's going to bounce What the hell just happened? Nisha with the godlike RNG. Now spinning on top of this rubber. Stuck inside the static storm with X to a Tiny. He may die, but he barely gets out. Get up the healing ward. Tiny doesn't kill him. And now he's going to die instead. Nisha hoping to be able to catch up to Maposhka. Gets a good kinetic field that will save his life.
Woo! Alright. He needed that to go literally anywhere else. And it didn't.
Oh, if anything's gonna tilt you, it's FN. It's gonna be that play right there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Are you looking to see FN's reaction?
I mean, there was like 2 heroes right next to him, and yeah, sure, there's like, you can spot and stuff, but that was unfortunate. That thing home. If that determines the game, I would be baffled.
Well, 20 seconds till the SF is back up. Kingway again seeing an opportunity and pushing it for the most they can get out of it. Spinning out. They got a good amount of tier 3 damage. Just need to make sure they don't get caught by the glimpse, which they won't.
SF is just, you know, he's very casually BKB ulting. He's like, whatever, I'm getting omnied. I'll force to the rest of my team. We'll split this damage like pros. We'll turn this fight on them. Nope.
Crazy. And now the Juggernaut is at 16k net worth, working its way towards a butterfly.
Yep. He's really tanky too. He's got 2,500 health. But
we also have an important talent picked up, Tidehunter, with his percentage-based increase on Anchor Smash. Really important pickup.
It's really nice against the Tiny especially.
It again comes back to that thing where you want to be useful outside of the Ravage. Being tanky, being on the front lines, and constantly spamming Anchor Smash has very large impact in these team fights. Empire, though, not one to back down. They're going to keep looking for fights here with the Shadow Blade up. Is that a gem that they picked up or no?
So this is kind of my concern, at least for Empire. When they try to take these engagements, it's a little bit awkward. Even with the 10K lead, you never really feel that comfortable in this game.
Why not?
I think the team fight is still very strong for them. And
the Ravage.
Like, the tankier your heroes are, the weirder the game feels to play, especially when a large part of your heroes like come down to burst. Like Bat Rider and Tiny and this SF ulti, like, it's all very, you get this one shot of fighting. Whereas it feels as though when you have heroes like Jug and Viper and Tidehunter, you're so tanky that you get a little bit more leeway in these engagements. Because the way that they kill this Jug at this point is like they've got to initiate on top of him, and before he gets spin off, they got a Disruptor ult on top of that. And this Viper's very hard to kill at this point. Like, he's super tanky. He's got 2,000 health.
He actually is becoming a problem.
Yeah, he's got 18 armor, BKB.
I don't know how. I honestly don't know how this Viper came back into this game and became relevant again.
Yeah. What's his level 20 talent?
Viper strength.
I ran into some like rank 20 Chinese dude that went like, oh, hold that down.
Scouting everything out. Oh, actually gonna do this jump on FN and backs out, forcing out the BKB. The Ravage already blown, only catching Nick. And FN gets a really good ultimate. This time around, the Omni side is gonna bounce through now on FN. Down to half HP, but now they've got Lasso. Fortunately, they have to pop the BKB. And on Denisha, he's taking a lot of physical damage, but he will manage to get out thanks to the healing ward. He will stay alive. The Bat Rider's dropping low. Exotic Deer got a lot of damage onto him. Yule Scepter buys him a little bit of time. Force Staff and blink himself away ahead of that shot. That was close one for both teams, but Kingwin definitely bungled their initiation there.
Yeah, that was awkward. Especially because the Ravage comes out.
If they just force the BKB, that'd be great.
They just chill there. That was so weird. Then they go on the Jug, who has a BKB himself, I believe.
Yeah.
And Yoku steals his ult, but isn't able to get anything more than that. It's a very nice spell.
Healing ward. Could be happy with that, especially the Tiny.
That's what I mean, though. Like, when you're very bursty like this, and you lack the follow-up damage after your ults.
The Butterfly's gonna make it that much harder for them to bring down this Jug. When he gets it.
That's why you see the SF going instead of for the spell damage. He's going for the pure right clicker because he understands in this game he needs to.
But that's the beauty of SF, right? You can always change your build.
Yeah,
to fit the situation. LD Sash replaces a ward as it's about to die.
They know there's no Ravage.
Nisha's going to go ahead and spoil this one. Jump in one. He's going to be lassoed up, but they manage to get the back line. Trying to throw the interrupter. Nisha's going to be able to pop his BKB. Nix though jumps in, man. Finish off the Titan already with FN dropping that ultimate. Most of these carries from Kingwood just have to back out. Most of these will going to be able to slow him down though. They've already got the kinetic field. Yule Scepter slow him down even further. Telekinesis grab. Does have a spin up. It's going to do that. Just a second here. What? Going to fade out. Exotic Deer just going for the support. They just have to fight this one. They have no other choice. Oh, he got no flash. It actually goes off. Can he bounce back to Nix? He gets on top of Nix, but he doesn't have the damage to be able to finish him off. Only gets the Bat Rider. Consort, he's got to force Staff himself over the cliff to be able to get out of that fight. At the end, Empire do manage to keep two of their cores alive, the Nix as well as FN. That's all the damage they need to be able to go high ground and force buybacks. In fact, even more, they're going to be able to catch Consort here. FN, he's just going to go for it without an Omni Slash. He can't really threaten these heroes too well.
And with the Force Staff available, FN's not afraid of him at all. Buyback though on the Jug was forced out. He's still very farmed. And keep in mind they did not have Ravage, which is where the majority of that comes from. But very nice gold swing back towards Empire after they had battled for so long to bring that game to pretty much even.
And once they have the Butterfly, like, oof.
Yes.
For the SF, the Jug is going to have a hard time laying damage into him. Trying to get the Scotty. Is that really the Adam choice?
I think so.
Slow down the SF.
Just keep getting tankier.
I'll take that as tribute.
I think he realizes, like, post the major ultis, it's a little bit harder for them to lock down. If you saw when the Rasta shackled Nix for half a second. you're not really reliably disabling anybody at this point. Still, they can win fights. Kinguin can definitely win fights. It's like a good Ravage.
Yeah. We're not seeing clean initiations for him, though. Most of the time, BKB is taking Ravage a lot harder to turn around. We'll go for Roshan here, but a jump in here from Ghosting and grab him. Time around, he's just going to end up dying. They threw the Ravage down and everything, and this is a disaster. Without their primary damage dealer, there's no way Kinguin can win this fight. He's down for 2 minutes. They blocked out the clock, trying to get themselves away from this team fighting. Sonic here standing on the front line, dishing out the damage. Man's going to head on to Nick's not for long. Goes for 2 heals that they're canceling the Jackal. All of them are so tanky. They're just not dying anytime soon for Viper's damage. 4 down with Katsor trying to make himself get out of here. Does manage to TP back, but in the end, Empire don't even need to think about going for Roshan. They just go for the high ground, knowing that Jug has no buyback.
I think the game's just over now.
It's over.
Yeah, it's what a way to lose.
One time Nisha isn't fast enough.
Yeah, they battled back for so long, and like that. I was hoping for some like hype 60-minute game, but Empire played very well in that Roche engagement, read that situation. Aerostic was very quick on the trigger, just goes in, no hesitation at all, realizes they are so out of position. If we kill this Jug once, the game's over. Like, they'll spend every single fight at that point. If you kill Jug, but you lose like 3 heroes, you just all back and go mid anyway. Don't even go for the Roshan. Very good decision making. Very well done by Empire. They would have been really tilted if they lost this game after having the start that they did.
Especially since it all started going downhill with that one Omni Slash.
Yeah.
But they brought it back. They got 2 lanes around. So go Roche. Scare the game even further, not taking any risks.
It's very weird. Like, Kinguin played so carefully for such a long time. And that's how they got back to this game in the first place. Like, they were very smart with their engagements. And then the last 2, it just feels like took their foot off the gas.
Another grab. He's dead, so it's going to be Kinguin again, fighting with some men down for another minute. Fortunately, they've got time. One last hold. Empire picked up the Aegis. That cheese and the cheese one. Nyx has that. Hard enough to be able to burst down these heroes with the Omni Slash once. Not sure what they're going to do. About a second life on the SF and a cheese on the Tiny. I feel like cheese on Tiny is like the most valuable because you just can't chain stun that guy down.
Yeah, he'll always get it off.
And he's tanky enough to take full heal off the 2k HP on the cheese. 1500 mana, something like that.
Almost has his AC completed too. Jug has a Blink Dagger now. He wants to be the one to finally jump. That's the awkward part of this game, is that every single engagement has been started by Empire. Because they have a Batrider versus the Tidehunter. And Tidehunter is such an awkward hero when you're playing against multiple BKBs. Because once you get jumped on, it's very easy to see him come in, right?
Yeah.
Especially since he didn't have the Blink Dagger.
And the Raptor is slower than he is as well. Omni Slash and ENG in the back half. It's going to hook shot off the Disruptor. No static storm action. Did lay it out. It's going to be able to catch and kill the Clockwork. The rest of these heroes are match immune though, so Exotic here and Nisha are going to be able to get back. They finish off that Aegis now in front. So Stick trying to get this and get full Ravage on the ESF, controlling him up. The last is going to try to hold down this Nisha, but it looks like they can still kill. Ravage coming out from Yoku though. Might just be enough to be able to get at that out. No, Nisha is able to bring him down with his blade. Now goes for Yoku up next. They see Nyx. He's going to pop his BKB in base. Please tell me they have some counter vision. Sees him for a second thanks to the sentry drop, but they do not have anything else. So Nyx is going to be able to get out. Kinguin managed to hold. They force the cheese. They take down the Aegis as well as the SF second life. And they don't lose any buildings for it.
Yeah, it's a very nice rotation, or move by them at bottom lane. Like, Nisha just goes in, he's like, okay, I'm done with getting the fight started by Batrider jumping me every time, or jumping one of us. Let's just go in. He immediately jumps on, kills a hero, and at that point, numbers advantage in their favor.
And death timers are long enough that you won't have a large opening here, where Empire can go and force it while the Ravage is down. They need to try and fight this one out with the Clockwork going in. Instantly dies to Nyx though. They may still fight. They've got more
Very nice
reinforcements, but Ghostic just one step ahead of the rest of Kinguin, is able to blink out.
Rubik has Ags.
See if he can steal Gush.
He is always going to get Viper.
Yeah.
Viper strike Ags.
Double damage.
It seems so stupid, but it's so annoying. It's so much damage.
He's got an Ether Lens too,
take
so
that
it's really
as
easy to
tribute.
just cast it from the back.
Yeah, the
line.
cast range is going to be absurd.
Gigantic. What's level 25 on Tiny? The talents? I forgot. Multiple tosses. That's one of them. And avalanche goes up. Which one do you like?
I like the avalanche so that you can juggle people. Then you get a refresher
You mean
or
the multiple tosses.
yeah,
You
yeah,
juggle?
yeah. So you take that and then you get a refresher and then you get the refresher shard and someone just like permanently
Stop.
yeah. Some real Ringling Brother shit. $20K gold lead, double the kills. Empire seem to be in full control of this game. They've got 2 lanes of racks, but they are struggling a bit to be able to close it out entirely. Penguin holding on to that one last lane, and really, the next push should be even easier. No Aegis, no cheese. But all this time, he does go for the DOTA charge. All this time, it's like, I just don't see how Kinguin's heroes are going to be able to utilize this time to scale some more. They're just waiting for Empire to like overcommit for a fight or something.
Yeah.
At that point, that's really all you can do when you're 2 racks down. And you don't have these heroes that can easily shove out waves.
At least the SF is pretty much topped off. You can change out his SMY, get a Moon Shard, get an MKB.
This is the downside when Jug's like your
Single core.
yeah, like the game where Mineski was able to do it, they had Gyro and OD. And they had Omni Knight, so that's like a very strong tri-core. But in this game, it's like you've got an underfarmed Tidehunter, a Viper.
It doesn't really scale.
So if you just lock down the Jug, like you're golden.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's all their damage.
That's when you really like playing Bat Rider. It's when you just have to focus on getting 1 core.
Do you think that's why we don't see Bat Rider be the highest tier? It's because there's so many duo or tri-core lineups.
Yeah, when you see people play Bat Rider against, like, for example, Liquid, where they always pick this like greedy tri-core. Like, well, who do you lasso? I remember like one specific game, they had like Razor, but then they also took like DK and I can't remember what the last hero was, like Terrorblade or something. They just ran. They're very farm tiny though at this point.
Yeah, he's trying to pick up a Daedalus now.
Empire don't want to repeat the mistakes that, funny enough, Kinguin made.
Yeah. Ooh, Kinguin are actually pushing out here, smoked up. They also go for Nix here. Ravage get BKB up. BKB now activated by Nix. They got the only signs on top. It's not going to be enough by himself, but they will manage to pull him down. Jeez, now this line runs forever. He's got the maxed out Omni Slash. Looks like they're going to try and go for more here. Pato trying to slow down Miposhka. But it looks like it's just going to be a one-off. 90 seconds, no buyback. But at the same time, no Omni Slash and no Ravage. So I'm not sure how much Kinguin's going to be able to do with this opportunity.
He's got the +5 Omni talent. He pretty much won forever. And he's got a Lincoln's, by the way, to deal with the Bat Rider. That was weird. He broke the smoke, had some time to get the BKB off.
He probably just anticipated how that damage be. He did. It does get out the spin off, but at the same time, the physical damage from that is far too much. This is the power of that physical damage build for the SF. Fortunately, Exotic Deer, there was no interrupt there. He was able to just BKB teleport out. And Empire may just go high ground with Jug dead. They may not have their Tiny, but FN is surely enough.
He's got buyback though.
Yeah. See if they can force the buyback.
The golden border is there.
Tiny's up in 20 seconds. Does Tiny have boots? Good to travel? No.
No. Remember he was saving for...
Yeah. So if they want to wait for him, it's going to take a little bit. Maybe double Siege Wagons too.
Go 6-5 right up.
Got Lasso back up again. All he needs to do is grab exotic gear.
Really, anybody. Kato's going to fight with that. Something to stop him before he goes to the conflict, but at the same time he doesn't. Fight his Lasso initiates. Buyback is there. BKB activated. He's going to go for the other side on F. Only getting a 20 from all of his allies. He only got the other side on him. It's going to be enough to bring him down. Nisha looks for more. Goes for the spin out. Ghosting Blink on top. Preventing the blink away. He has Yule Scepter. Can he get the blink off? That looks like the Nematox is going to stop him here. And he will be brought low. 2 down from Empire now. But it costs him the buyback. As well as the Omni Slash from our Juggernaut. And they still have lanes to deal with.
What did the Rubik steal, by the way? Did he get the ulti? Nah, no, it was close. He could have gotten the Ag sold.
Not really that good. Pretty hype.
He's really farmed. He's got an Octarine queued up.
Yeah. Crazy.
Had to force another buyback though on the Jug. That was a sick team fight though. So whenever Nisha gets these isolated ults to bring down a core just by himself.
Yeah. Seems like with that 25 talent, he can even bring down the Tiny with the Omni Slash. Pretty crazy considering how tanky this Tiny is.
Nisha's jumping forward, hoping to be able to find somebody to catch. They're trying to force things right now because they've got 20 seconds left on the death timer of the SF. Be a huge win if they can either force the victory or take out a buyback from one of these.
Yeah, Hyper's popped, Nisha, just frontlining for them. This is the awkward spot now where you don't want to buy back if you're Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
Because you're just about to respawn. But that works out in favor as he doesn't have to waste that. And there's no need for him to.
Roshan timer. It's going to be our next objective, I presume.
The double Ravage would be very useful. As Empire immediately spoke up, they don't have souls though, right? On the Shadow Fiend, he just respawned. He's only got 18. They're still going to go for it though. They think that there might be a shot that they're roshing.
Yeah. And Roshan, a late spawn here. So instead, is Empire going to try to utilize this smoke, go for a pickoff? They're just going to control the field and wait for Roshan.
I think you just control the field and wait for Roshan. Going high ground is very scary, but there's no refresher orb on Jugger or anything like that, so if he Omni slashes you, you just tank it, go through the Aegis, pop your BKB after, come back into the fight, and you should win the fight at that point. When you have these like giant ults, like these giant single target ults, it's very nice to play with an Aegis.
Well, that certainly gets FN back to full souls. Looks like he's going to go for a Satanic. See if he can maybe survive through the Omni Slash. And they are going to be able to grab Kato here. Free kickoff, costing him the lasso. That's very little.
He died very quickly.
Yeah.
Now you go back for the Rosh. And if Clock buys back, then you know that they're going to contest it. And you can reposition yourself. And if he doesn't, it's a free Roshan.
Yeah.
It's the benefit of just getting one of those one-offs.
He does not have buybacks, so Kingwin, look at him, he even have the supports play super far forward just to make sure that if Kingwin do want to go for the contest here, they try to blink forward, but counter blinks from Empire keep them at a safe pace. Kingwin still trying to find this one. Elisa wins to get the initiation. Nick tries to go for Nisha, actually popped it, got it here. Already down to half HP, won't pop his BKB. Elisa doesn't manage to get out. Stays on the SF. Now he's down at half HP. It's the healing ward out. These cores are going to stay alive. There's not much Empire can do. Full retreat out now. Kingwin take a 4 versus 5 and are winning it with 2 cores down, but they have to defend the base. Patos has to go back with a big wave pushing it onto the throne, and no tier 4s left. His team is going to have to try and do Roshan with just the 2 cores inside the pit.
Ghost stick.
He wants to go with it. Oh, man, he's into Yoku, but they still injured. Oh, jumped in from Yoku. Did he manage to grab anything? Yoku, he got the refresher shard as well as the cheese. That is worth his his life. They had to keep that refresher shard out of the hands of the Tidehunter.
Very well done. I think that death is well worth it for Yoku. You give up a K, but you keep the refresher shard, like you said, out of the hands, even out of the hands of the Jug.
Yeah, Jug Omni Slash as well is devastating these team fights. I am astounded at how strong this hero is in the late game.
His ability to just blow one hero up, it's kind of absurd right now.
Yeah.
Like, they pop BKBs, so it's like, fine with me, don't care, doesn't affect me at all.
Every single time I'm like, no, there's no way the Tiny dies.
No, they just die.
It just doesn't stop.
And now they're going to go for the high ground, and this is an awkward spot where you're not sure if you want to buy that if you're anybody from Empire.
For me, I'm saying don't buy that. So you got to tier 2 top lane. Okay, maybe if you get the right kind of initiation here, that is not the hook shot that you want. Oh, out of the air, that is the Jug and the Quad dead. Nope. Buyback from the Jug, and a pullback. BKB going to be popped. Exotic Deer, as long as... Oh, he doesn't have TP.
He doesn't have TP. They're going to chase him.
They're going to spot him on the tier 2. He's not getting out. He has an Aegis. Maybe he can take Yoku with him. Slowly but surely, the poison damage. Yoku is going to be able to get out. Dropped item. Nyx just taunting it. I like that.
He does go down. That was costly. You can't go in that far. They anticipated with 30 seconds left that nobody from Empire would buy back, but still, that's way too deep. Nobody on their team could really follow up, and Viper immediately buys back, which is the right thing to do. Refresh it as fast as you can. You know you have to do it anyways. Get the buyback cooldown going. And now this is a weird situation for both teams.
Okay, he's got buyback. Clockwork's about to come back up, but again, their big damage dealer is the Juggernaut. They don't have that, nor do they have tier 4 to be able to protect the throne. Blink forward, it's going to try to get the Ravage out. They already have the control up on the asset. They need to be able to do it. That is a huge kill, but BKB already going to push down. Now the jump forward by the LGD side. Man's going to Ravage down as well with the Fat Fighter sitting on top of the Viper. They're going to be able to get the lasso with a physical damage. They'll bring him down with both the damage dealer said, and all of Penguin out. It is going to be Empire finally able to finish up this game 1. A few bumps in the road, but they finally do get there.
That was a wild game. It felt like for both teams, it was like, no, you take this one. I think that Batrider, by the way, got the double ult. I think he was given the refresher, yeah. That's why that stuff matters. Imagine if they have the cheese and the refresher on the Tide. Like, they can hold that fight. That is very unfortunate. And that decision to go in so deep, you have to anticipate. If you go that far in,
Dire team ban.
Still has 100% win rate.
Yeah,
And
he did great in that game as well.
finally respected as he should with the first phase ban.
Radiant team ban.
Chartreuse wisely banned. I reckon it'll be Bane. That seems to be a standard ban now.
Dire team.
Oh, it's a Lycan ban.
I think
leaving
against
Bane in.
Kinguin, that's a smart ban actually. It's a hero they liked.
Bane and Brewmaster were first phase banned by Empire that were missed out at the moment, so they're still in. If they want to have a go at that.
I mean, if Empire want to copy Newbie, they could just go Disrupt to Sand King.
No, they're gonna pick up
First pick Brew.
That is, I think, Patos' most comfortable hero.
Yes.
He played a ton, has seen a ton of different matchup against him, and he does fine. So
Brewmaster has 100% win rate in the Shanghai so far.
He's fantastic hero. I mean, I haven't seen him first picked. Don't think. Yeah, actually, maybe we did. I can't remember. But he's a great pick.
yeah, and there's rarely a game where it's like, oh, this is a bad Brewmaster game, like the bad Clockwork game that we just saw. He always does something. Like,
Yeah. Good in lane. Hard to kill. His ult is fantastic. I think he's one of those heroes as well. He's got a great ult, but he's also useful around the ult. Like it's not like it's only the ult. He still does damage. The miss chance, the slow, and everything. I think he's just a good all-round hero.
By the fact that Brewmaster's in the game, he also like immediately says you can't pick a certain amount of heroes, or if you do, you need to get BKB. So it just poses a lot of issues for Team Empire already.
It's interesting they've gone SS Sand King rather than Disruptor Sand King. So now it's the Disruptor pick up for Kinguin. But I like the SS. I think it gives you good push, good control, especially against a Brewmaster if they can get him isolated, get him shackled and kill him before he gets his ult off. But it is a tricky one. Disruptor, he's been a great hero so far in this tournament, I think. I mean, he's just a phenomenal team fighting hero as it is. On the front foot, as we've said before.
Which opening do you like best?
I like them both, honestly. I think Brewmaster Disruptor is very, very strong. But I like Shadow Shaman Sand King as well.
Yeah, a lot of control in both.
Yep.
A lot of fight potential in both.
The one thing that I want to echo from the last draft is Team Kinguin should worry about damage. Because Brewmaster, Disruptor, these are very strong utility picks. Absolutely no damage between them. So I don't want to see like, a solo last pick Juggernaut trying to...
That's their style, dude. That's what they like to do. That's what, I mean, they've done that most of the time. Whereas you think about the damage you get out of a Shadow Shaman Sand King, that's a lot of burst. Tinkerban, definitely against Nyx, demonstrated he's very, very good on that hero already in the tournament. And Lone Druid, we had a Lone Druid last time Kinguin played the semi-victory against Mineski. We call it a semi-victory because they had it and they lost.
They had it.
I guess on that note, when you have a standing coming in and he's automatically forcing a ban every time,
that's a good sign.
Pretty good addition,
Yeah,
right?
you're right. Yeah, he's now known for that hero. And
he's played one Tinker game, and every subsequent game there's a Tinker ban, so that's pretty value.
Oh, we forgot about Omni Knight.
I mean, Omni pick, sorry, yeah. I mean, he's just been banned so much. He's like, whew, finally get a game.
That means that the Sand King is going to be the 4th position Sand King?
Yes.
I mean, I think the Razor ban as well from Kinguin made Empire think they're going to pick Omni, so we'll pick Omni. But I don't know how they would have run it. As I guess as a 4 Omni? I don't know, are you offlane Omni?
Yeah, just offlane with Sand King.
Right, but I'm saying I don't know how Kinguin would have run it. Because it's probably going to be like offlane Brew, right? I
don't know if Kinguin was gonna. I mean, they would like an Omni, but I'm not sure if they had a lane for him.
Yeah.
But Sand King Omni is a pretty strong combination together.
Purification,
good lane, but also you could just put a repel on him early on. You could burrow in an epicenter. Like normally you have to get the blink dagger and all that jazz, but
also you can repel the Shadow Shaman for the long shackle, and that's gonna that's a good combo actually. Good point, Lumi.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So now we get this mini game of like we need to find the Omni. The Static Storm also gets much weaker with Omni Knight on the field.
Yeah.
Just repel whoever that's inside, and they get to do stuff.
Yep, a good pick.
A lot of vision now on the side of Kinguin already.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the Night Stalker, of course. Then you've got the Disruptor can put down the static field and gets vision with that. Can you, when someone's being spun in the air by Brew, can you repel it off them?
I don't think so. I don't think you could target. But I'm not
click on their portrait
No,
or something?
you cannot target someone that's up in the air. Not with the repel or...
Yeah, you could target it with other things. Like, there are rumors that you could like purge off the Cyclone itself with different spells, but not with repel.
Gyro?
I feel like Kingwin is kind of lacking some tower push. They can get some ganks so far, they can get some kills, but they can't really translate that into map control with towers going down.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why the Lycan and the Lone Druid bans might force something out of Kingwin here to respond to that. I don't know, maybe what could you fit?
Would you go for Juggernaut again? Because with the healing ward, he actually is kind of decent at sieging a tower.
Yeah.
Juggernaut used to be considered as an old counter to Gyrocopter, where Gyro wants to get up close with Rocket Barrage, but Juggernaut says, yeah, I'll spin.
Yep,
Oh, nice slash
get close, baby. Yep, he ult spins. I think it's a decent idea. It would be 3 melee, though.
Yeah.
Against Sand King on the kind of dangerous.
You can always like pick up Medusa, for example. You know, if you want to just a hyper carry from the mid lane.
They definitely don't mind having a proper late game carry and then just trying to bide their time until then. And I feel like with Brew, Night Stalker, Disruptor, you could buy him enough time, certainly more effectively than the clock did, that's for sure. They're thinking hard.
They are.
Some internal debate. Oh, so that lad that was sat behind us when we were slagging him off in the room there, he's with Team Kingwin.
Yeah, he was wearing a Team Kingwin shirt.
We weren't really slagging him off.
There's a Medusa.
A proper late game hero.
Mid hero in this context, I think.
Possibly, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most likely gonna be it. I think she's just much stronger mid because the ramp is very narrow, so Mystic Snake has a good chance of bouncing on heroes.
Good shout.
But not really great as a single core, so we need something that... I think the Juggernaut would still fit really well with Kingwin.
It could. It definitely could. They would be a little light on stuns if they went that route.
Sure. You'd rather see a Sven or something?
In fact, they wouldn't have any, so I think that's kind of dangerous.
I think you want a magical core, because you don't want to give Omni Knight's ultimate too much value in this case. Although I'm not, off the top of my head, I can't think of any good magical core from the safe lane.
What would fit well with Empire? What are they lacking? I mean, obviously a mid laner, but what would do well against the Medusa for them? What's FN's hero here?
I don't know. I wonder if they could play something like OD. It wouldn't be too bad.
OD sounds amazing, actually. That's got my vote, OD.
It will be Empire that has last pick this time around, by the way.
Oswex Invoker? Are we down for that?
I'd be surprised.
That man has a lot of bottles of water.
Viper ban. SF is still in the pool. But I'm not so sure. Kingwin could take SF, give them some nice damage. The armor reduction from him would be nice as well.
5 seconds remaining.
It really depends, like, I wouldn't be opposed putting Medusa as safe lane and still go for something else. I mean, maybe even a Dragonite or something like that.
I mean, unfortunately, they don't have the final pick, so they have to pick their hero and make the decision.
There's no curveballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as long as they pick something that could go safe or mid, and then you can figure it out between the Medusa and whatever your last pick is. But that's kind of tricky to do. I mean, if it's Medusa mid, OD's not bad. With Mystic Snakes, he could imprison himself to dodge them. That's something you can do.
Radiant team pick.
Oh, wow. Not expecting that one.
Safe lane Prophet.
First one of the tournament.
Or safe lane Brew.
Or safe lane
off
Brew.
lane Prophet.
Okay, either one.
Yeah.
I think Prophet is probably, or Brew is better in this off lane because he's just tankier, has the throw alcohol thing at you.
What if you go Prophet, Stalker, Disruptor, Aggro, Try?
Okay.
Brew solo safe,
Remaining.
Juice mid.
Prophet could go mid too.
He could, yeah, he absolutely could.
Like they could now hide what their true intentions are.
But Gyrocopter is a pretty good one for like for an aggressive tri lane. A lot of fighting potential. So do you really want to have an aggressive tri lane against a Gyrocopter with the Sand King and a Shadow Shaman?
Sure.
That sounds scary.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they want to aggressive try.
I wouldn't want to do
Yeah,
it.
no. All right, Empire, their last pick will be the Phantom Lancer, who as of yet has yet to win a game here in
Came
Shanghai.
really close,
STARLADDER.
but yeah. I think natural diffusal builder versus Medusa is a good choice.
Yeah.
Lack of stuns still on the Dire team means he can always get that. What did you call it earlier? I can't remember what it is you called it.
Diffusal play what?
No. The Heel's juxtaposition. You called it something else.
Doppelwalk?
No, double walk can dodge jingle mastery is what you said.
Oh, something like that.
Classic
Okay.
enemy.
Ted, I'm going to ask you, what does Kingwin need to do to win this game?
Finally close out a late game scenario. That's it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be an over in 20 minutes game.
Okay.
They need to get to that point and actually execute and close it out. And
They've
don't
got
panic.
multiple options. They can split push with the Nature's Prophet. They can just go.
They've left themselves
hard on
lots of
Medusa.
options. You're right.
Yeah.
But they need to actually execute one of them.
All right. And for Empire, Lumi?
Keep track of that Prophet. I know it's hard to do because he could TP everywhere, but he's definitely the X factor for me in this draft. Could go a lot of direction. Orchid, Hex,
Yeah.
even Meteor Hammer. We've seen players done that in the past. But don't forget that there's going to be an early +1 in all of these rotations. So.
All right, well, let's find out if it's going to be a game 3 or if Empire can close it out in 2 games. It is over to Capitalist and Blitz for game 2.
A lot of question marks for this draft. We'll start with the Furion, picked up by Team Kingwin. Exotic Deer Furion, kind of like a complexity style. Look there, they're playing it, so maybe. I mean, it's been a long time since we saw Furion.
I think it's really nice against Nature's Prophet. Or Shaman.
Okay.
I think it's really nice against Shaman.
Yeah, you just run Treants against the Shaman. What's he gonna do?
Shaman hates that because he's very single target focused.
Right.
You don't want to Ether Shock a bunch of Treants level 1. That sounds miserable.
We're also going to talk about the fact that there is a Brewmaster, early pickup, and Team Empire drafted Omni and Phantom Lancer into it.
Yeah, 2 heroes that are fantastic for Brew to play against.
Can you explain why?
He throws Omni in the air, his Dispel gets rid of the GA, he gets rid of the, whatchamacallit.
Early gank is a great way to start things off. Oh, Kingwin. Square up for that early first blood. That's pretty fast though. They have a Void coming up in a second, and a Treant block.
And the Dispel thing clears all the illusions. Like, instantly.
Really hard to play Phantom Lancer against the Storm Panda.
And the Haze is excellent against the Gyro as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of a sick brew game.
This is why we just see Brewmaster banned out in the first 3.
Yeah.
So many of the meta heroes are countered by Brew.
Agreed. The best example of that was when I saw 2 Chinese teams play against each other. I think it was like Vici versus like GCJ or something. Can't remember. There's too many Vici teams. Although there's one less today. Poor Jack. There's not a lot of people watching this, Jack. It's all good. Nobody heard that. Good.
But you were talking about the example.
Was they were against a TB and an Omni Knight, and they ran through that shit. The Brood destroyed them. They are aggro, which I like. You should always aggro with Shamans. What can they do?
And Furion seems to be doing pretty well against the Omni Knight. The Purification is not enough to balance out the pure harassment value of Treants, as well as the right click. So seems like that's going to be a fairly good matchup. I like aggro tri lanes with Brewmaster as well. Hero just feels so strong in lane. Why not? A Poshka. What are you doing there, buddy? Get a little bit too close. Going to be clapped on and brought down. looked like he just AFK'd for a second.
Yeah, both heroes are kind of weak at this.
Yeah.
Both Disruptor and Shaman. So whoever gets aggroed usually has a rough time.
Looks like they're going to wrap around here, see if they can actually catch something in this bottom lane. Sand King does manage to get the burst strike onto Patos.
This is what you want, though. You want them to rotate over and then harass up the other lanes. This is something that they were missing in their previous game. Like, they weren't able to enable their offlaner.
Yeah.
Patos? That's why when you play support, you can't just be this passive guy that wards and just hopes to get carried and you're like, why is my offlaner dying? Well, if he gets tri-lane, of course he's going to die. This is natural.
Katsura now comes over. Helps the gank going for Mapushka. Master does get stuff right before we get off the class. He's going to be able to get a good crit off there and gets another one of Yoku. Yoku's quite low. And it looks like they're going to be looking at him as well.
Yeah.
There's pretty much nothing that this Gyrocopter can do with Rocket Barrage when 3 heroes are running together. And they even have a Furion they can bring every once in a while, as they did with this last game.
That's why I semi-disagreed with what Panel said at first, because they said, like, you don't want to aggro into Gyro. But I think you do, because if you split the Rocket Barrage damage, and he doesn't have, and he has to, if you force the time at the same time, he's not going to have a lot of rumble. And so Black Cannon's not going to do a lot. Like,
Yeah, who cares if you do 30 damage to each hero?
Yeah.
It's nothing.
They can just tank that.
Yeah, a whole lot worse when you leave a Brewmaster alone against a Shadow Shaman who's going to shackle you, and then you take the full Rocket Barrage damage. That's the real threat.
Exactly. And that's why in this game, like, you feel that the supports have a purpose, whereas in the previous game, if you don't enable your supports, like, in the draft or as cores, that's sort of on you as well. Like,
Yeah.
That's why it's not entirely on the supports, it's not entirely on the cores. Like, it's a mix of both. I guess Patos, he had a rough game, but like, what is he supposed to do? He's a Tide Hunter against a lane that just continuously kills him, and he the help.
This burrow strike, and they're going to get kinetic kills. He's blocked and left there. He should be able to break it down. Look at that, he just can't get the damage directly onto any one of these heroes. Patos is tanky enough. He's actually going to be able to soak up a lot of it, but he separates from his allies, and that's where the Rocket Barrage is able to finally finish him off.
Bad move. Feel like he should have just ran upwards.
Yeah, just stick with his Shadow Shaman, or excuse me, his Disruptor, right?
Yeah, would have been fine. And in this mid lane, Nisha is doing excellent.
Yeah.
And this matchup, it kind of goes both ways, in the sense that when it goes later on, the Deuce will eventually scale up.
Yeah.
I think the game that I watched this matchup of that was like super prevalent to it was Fnatic versus VP at the Summit, I believe.
Okay.
And Ramses was playing the Deuce. Abed was obviously the PL.
Yeah.
And they ended up winning with the Deuce, just because they were able to run at them.
Right.
And at that point, like, when the Deuce gets strong enough, she doesn't really care, because the PL has to engage her. And he needs a lot of items to fight.
I was thinking about this matchup. I think it might have been the Summit as well, but I think the Deuce is even... She's better than she was against PL because the Stone Gaze lasts longer.
Yeah.
So now, it used to be you would just doppelgang halfway through the Stone Gaze and you were kind of good, but it lasts so long now that you can even rely on that doppelgang to be able to reset. They're going to find Nick. Oh, him up. Couldn't finish off the doppelganger, and they kill bottom lane at the same time. Looks like Maposhka getting ran down.
Oh, he had no time to do anything there.
Empire just getting whomped here in this game. It's 7-1 already, 4.5 minutes in. Over 1,000 gold lead already for Penguin. The only upside right now is that Omni Knight is still kind of free farming, even though it's not beating out the Furion despite the rotation. We haven't even gotten to nighttime where they found Mapochka again. They had the read on it. They're going to go for the dive here. Papa's going to lead the way, turns around, gets the shackle off. No way Mapochka is going to die here, just trying to buy enough time for FN to do something. He's trying to rock, but they're just really taking up towers, taking up the rock. Looks like with the Omni Knight here, if they can't actually get off kill, that's going to be on Pato. He turns and fights, knowing that there is no escape.
Yeah. You'd like to see Ghostic do that every time they dive. Yeah. That is the benefit of having an Omni on your team. But the annoying part about that is now he has to run all the way up top, whereas NP, of course, with his own TP, can just shrine up, TP up, waste no time, which is why Maposhka is the one going up there. But you notice Nature's Prophet, no investment at all, no problem. And I like that Kinguin are being a lot more dedicated towards their laning phase. Because last game they were not. They just assumed like, well, we have overwhelming teamfight on them, and you win 1 or 2 teamfights, that's nice, but you can't sack your lanes that hard. You need a better balance than that. And this game, they have a lot better balance. Their 2 supports have a purpose in this game. They get to get kills, they can roam, they can get levels. It finally feels like they can do something. Whereas it feels like everyone supports have to be very reactionary.
You look at here, he's got base boots. He can actually get this kill on Yoku, especially since it's nighttime for the Healthy Fury on Global. Now, FN is going to go on to Maposka. Or excuse me, Lisan brings him down, but he's in trouble. The TP coming in for the Furion. They're going to go for the dive here. Pato's going to try and cut him off. FN digs himself deeper into the trees. Patos, they finally find him, but Kato is actually in the wrong position here. He's going to take the full amount of rocket barrage damage. For all these TPs coming in, Patos has to give up on the chase. Kinguin gets far too greedy.
They had to teleport everyone down though. Like, if you keep up this consistent pressure, that means that your Deuce is not being touched at all.
Yeah.
Like Nisha just gets to continue to have a free game. And this is the real threat. Who cares at this point what happens to this bottom lane? Like Patos has done his job. They've completely ruined bottom lane. They forced a lot of heroes down here. They get this
they are going to be able to bring him down. Yoku's here. See if he can land the burrow strike. Kato is just going to run behind the tower, trying to stay ahead of Sandy, but he's going to be spawned out. And then throws down that ultimate just to make sure they get that kill.
Yeah. It's no problem though. You force the Omni TP again.
It's kind of a win-win, right?
Yeah.
You just keep on running at them. You win the fight, fantastic. You don't, you're keeping pressure off the other lane.
They lost their courier too a bit ago.
Wow.
Everything right now feels so rough. It's only 1k gold lead though. It's alright. The Omni's still doing pretty decent. FN has been a beast in this bottom lane. Like he's outplayed them consistently.
Yeah, and he's picked up a lot of CS despite the aggression so far. Neutral going to come in. Patos drops a little bit, but not sure if they can really go for the kill. FN's going to try for it. Look, set back, and he gets the kill.
Oh, wow. Like the last tick of it.
Stop a TP? Nope. Probably gonna kill Yoku though. Oh, not. He has a full one and TP out. Furion makes
very nice.
Wow. Damn. Great Empire. TP. I mean, it's a real shit situation to be in right now. They're bottom lane, but they are, I think, making the most of it.
Yeah, they're salvaging like crazy right now. Like they're bottom lane. Their Shaman's got 500 net worth at 8 minutes. He's not clearing that 100 GPM mark.
They're going to go for a smoke up. Now the Gyrocopter's level 6. They got to get him out of that lane, out in the open. They're going to go for exotic deer here, man. The missile one will stop the TP.
He's super dead. He's going to give FN the last hit. And correction, he's got 140 GPM. 150. 167 now after that kill. But if you look at the two supports on Kinguin, they're doing much better.
Yeah. At the same time, Kinguin is trying to take a tower. While that whole entire gank happened, they can still TP up. They want to try and save their own safe lane tower here. Or maybe wrap on mid or something.
I feel like they're mid. I don't know if top's defendable anymore. I think you give up on that.
There's definitely an extra play to be made somewhere, but Kinguin isn't really doing it. Alright, well, Furion's going to TP bottom. They're just going to start taking over that Radiant jungle.
He's very tanky at this point. He went the drum build. They want to fight early. Yoku at bottom lane. Stuns in. Get some creeps.
Both supports trying to give him levels. Tanking a Night Stalker. Don't want to be too starved at this point in the game.
A lot of Petrus is a good start, though. Starting to slow down quite a bit. Of course, at the same time, Nyx has had a very rough time this mid lane. Looks like he's going to go for the Battle Fury too.
Is that still the build?
I don't know.
Against a DOTA, you think your Diffusal Blade wants to come online as quick as possible.
We were talking to somebody's coach yesterday, and we were being told like that. I can't remember.
Is it team?
Maybe saying like the item feels very slow conceptually for this hero. So by the time you finish it, you want to be onto your next item already. So you finish your Battle Fury, and that's normally the timing you have Diffusal. And the weird thing about it on PL is like, yeah, it helps with Prime Ancients, but Diffusal's good online with Prime Ancients anyways.
Yeah. It's not going to speed up your farm time by that dramatic.
Yeah. So you probably want like a Manta as fast as possible against this NS and this Brew. But this game, like, he's going to delay it, get the Battle Fury. The argument forward, of course, is that you farm very fast. The HP regen and mana regen is very nice on PL.
Ancient clearing us a lot faster, etc., etc. But I see what you mean when it comes to the timing, especially when these PLs, they're ahead and they're with the Battle Fury. Everything seems kind of fine. But in this game, Nyx is definitely not having the best laning things. He's already been ganked once. You could see how if he does go for this Battle Fury, it just ends up interminably slowing him down over and over again.
Like, when do you expect to fight the DOTA?
Yeah.
At that point. I like this though, FN being very active on the map. You know how much I like active carries?
Yep.
I feel like this is the way that you play carry at this point.
Especially carries who have had a rough laning phase.
Yeah. FN. Gonna try to compound this lead right now.
They're gonna run into Patos. At the same time, they're gonna go for Blitz back onto he actually held into the last second. Now they first one from the top coming in at the same time. They've already got a lot of damage on the FN. He's gonna focus on him for it. Take out that carry. Yokoban's get the start onto the Night Stalker, so at least they can get that kill. Another stun. They definitely need to be able to bring down FN. He's so fast, it looks like the Brewmasters will finally get that kill. Patos back to his original form. Ghosting is here as well. They surround the Brewmasters. Should be able to bring him down. His allies are not close enough to be able to save. That's easy out. Patos. What?
Very well done.
Very cool.
That was some sick ultis.
I mean, I thought
his Disruptor ulti was
when
sick.
he glimpsed, I was like, oh, he laid out that storm. Surely instantly.
Yeah. No, he was patient with that.
Yep.
And at the same time, you saw the Panda didn't hesitate, split from the top so that they wouldn't see it coming. They barely get the kill on the Gyrocopter though. That is the highest net worth hero for the Radiant side. And they might not even grab this mid tower here as
Yoku silenced up, unable to get off the heal. Now Ghosting is quite low after that new coming in from Exotic Gear. They can right-click down the Omni Knight. Bad goes to worse as Empire push their luck and continue to try and push that mid-tier 1 tower. Now going to lose their own tower.
And that feels awkward. Like, you're making that play because they don't have 2 ultis, but they're still very strong on the Dire side, and they have nighttime. Like, Kinguin are going to take that engagement. That's their mid tower. No team usually just gives up their mid tower. And the reason why you don't make those risky plays is it's very easy for Nature's Prophet lineups to just do this and take the mid tower right back. This is going to open up the jungle area. They've already taken the bottom tier 1, so it's going to be impossible now to ward. Because if you think about the Radiant jungle, it's too hard to cover every entrance to the jungle. They already have 1 down, but if they just TP down the tower, come in from the south, you won't see that coming. So it's very hard to play around that jungle area. And you don't know how deeply they've warded, so it's very annoying to be there in first place as up at top, Yoku now going to get gone on once again.
Bandage on him. There's no way he can get out. The glimpse available.
That's often why teams, it's very hard to protect your mid tower, but if you save your mid tower, you place a premium on that, it's pretty much the same thing. Then you're okay with giving up the tower as Elisach tries to go for the glimpse back, but everyone is there. And which is why you see the instant TPs. Even if that's a trap, you want to make sure.
That's why Empire got to go for it again here. They're going to drop the wards. A surprise push onto the mid-tier 1. And it looks like this time around, Kinguin are going to have to give it up. They just can't set up fast enough. So, not even bothering. They're just going to go push that off-lane tower. TPs are coming out, though, from Empire. They're going to contest. FN actually canceling his.
Catch up.
Looks like a pretty deep dive here. Copser should be able to get out, though.
Tower has been denied.
Just denied. Roll Phantom Lance on that tower. He's going to get contracts from the TP out. Could be close. Barely. FN managed to take it. Finishes Blade Mail, though. Night Stalker trying to chase. And he keeps in vision. Looks like the Disruptor's a bit too far away to get a glimpse, though.
All these random pickups, though, are helping FN so much.
Yeah.
That's the second time they've run into the Nature's Prophet like that. Once when we saw it, the Dire jungle. And they're going to go for the stack. This is what they need. Both teams just need to continuously stack for their ancient hitters.
My problem is that you have Brewmaster. He's one of like the ultimate teamfight heroes. What happens if they just roll up with the Dusa onto one of the Radiant's ancient stats?
Yeah.
Just tries to clear that. I'm feeling like they got to clear these pretty quick.
That's why, that's another reason why it's very important to keep those tier 1s up. Because if your team isn't ready for that, you will just lose that, and it's not easy to fight around that area. You have the Shrine to connect to, but you don't know how deep the wards are. And if you're like a newer player and you're trying to understand like where do I ward, when you take those 2 towers, what you should do is ward aggressively into the enemy jungle, which is what they've done exactly. And that's why you often won't play in your own jungle. They're doing that right now because they can clear out this area with the Nature's Prophet. You can continuously shove in bottom, which then allows you to take that top and you can free it up for yourself. Because one way or another, the enemy will reveal where they are. It's like they want to So now you know for a fact you're safe. Because they won't take a fight without FN there. And then Nature's Prophet can instantly TP. This is what made this hero meta for such a long time, is that you can clear out one area of the map, force somebody over, win the vision game, then by the time the enemy team reacts, like, you're already in an advantageous fight.
So why did he fall off? Why did Furion just disappear from the meta for a while?
Awkward laning phase. Feels like the heroes are very, like, there was a lot of catch-heavy heroes for quite a while that could clear him. People found better counters to him. Like, before, it was like Sven, you just like straight up pick Sven. Fuck people, but for a while that was like the Bulldog move, right? You play on Radiant side, you push that top tower, top tier 2 out, and when somebody comes to defend, you just immediately go to Roshan. And if they don't defend, then you grab a tower. Like, it's a very win-win position to put yourself into. It's very awkward to play against.
There it is, Empire are going to finish this stack as a team, too, with the Gyrocopter. His AoE as well as Nyx's Battle Fury. Jesus.
Oh, Nyx, be careful. That dragon cleaves you.
Minus armor from that, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah. So now you push out bottom. You allow your Nature's Prophet now to be the one to play out top.
Furion is going to TP to tier 2, help them push while the supports load for the pickoff. Not able to get it though, Yoko's a bit faster.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But they're one step ahead. They can take this tier 2, then they have a decision to make. They can either go back, defend their tier 2, or push for high ground and force Empire back to defend their base.
I think you might consider at least forcing them back. But they're actually going to go for the death.
Go for a kill on Miposhka. With Dagger, they don't have a way to stop his TP unless they just kill him, which is what they do.
Remember Seneco's shaman? He would just like go there, place wards, get killed, die.
Yeah.
But by the 5th time you do that, Cap, the 5th time you're good.
I thought you were going to say it's no longer worth it.
No.
You just keep investing.
You just keep, you double down on that. Never give up, Spirit.
Currently what King would have right now. Never give up. They lost a bit of a heartbreaker earlier against Mineski. Game 2, Mega Creeps. Ended up losing the game anyway. Then they just lost this late game against Empire in game number 1. But they're coming back with a vengeance. Game 2, 16-9. 18.5 minutes in, they've got a Dusa lineup, which is just about to come online. Once you got that Scotty right, it's usually go time. 25-30 minutes, you feel good about it. You get the slow wave push. Oh, he actually goes Maelstrom.
Need to against the PL.
That's a good point. But Miposhka's getting caught again. No wards being dropped again. Oh, that was kind of sick. Except for the fact he kind of gives up as much kill gold by them farming up wards.
Is that true? Okay, yeah, he's actually giving up like
true.
He just gave up like 300 gold. Yeah, I was trying to count. I was like, oh, that's a lot of wards farmed.
Now he's trying to deny them.
You know, whatever. Can you really put a price on a human life?
Yes.
It
was like
that
230
that is exactly what Dota does.
Can you really put a price on a soul, Austin?
Empire still gonna go for a push, it seems.
Yeah, they're very strong with FN, but I don't know.
Yeah, they got Epicenter, they've got an Omni Knight who's full up. It's going a bit more of a utility build with this 4-staff.
I don't know if you want to cut through Nisha though. Miposhka, buddy, they know you don't got TP.
Boy, this stream has just been Miposhka chill. Not in a good way.
194 gold. That's how much a human life is worth. That's how much that human life
will, yeah. And wards were worth 300 gold, so
I'm gonna get the Goinks back too. Did they just go in for Roche? Tasty.
I think Kyoko needs a little bit more action. Don't think that one was very close. Did they just do it right now?
Nyx is just going straight into the Manta.
It's gonna fall. trying to split push as best they can. But they're not going to get really any towers for this. It's really nothing at all. Just kind of get a Roshan for free. No
Strength of the nature's prophet, dude.
Yeah.
You instantly get there.
Cover all the lanes.
I think you only send DOTA up top, though.
Yeah. They are currently setting up. They have a Sand King behind Ghosted with a Blink Dagger and Epicenter ready to go. But well, maybe with that Fen, maybe they could actually kill this DOTA. Or
You would have to, like, overkill her like crazy, though.
You don't think they could do it?
I think they could take her down once, but I think everyone TP's in for the second fight. And you've demonstrated
catch.
Yeah, you're not winning team fights right now.
They have Night Stalker during night. They have Disruptor. They have Furion. There's no way you're killing her and getting out alive.
That's a 6 charge Spirit Vessel. I've never seen it go up that high.
Katsu is certainly having a very different game.
Because this game he gets to do something. Yeah. It's not like he was a different player, just different heroes. It's not like he inherently played it. He was a Clockwork. This time he's a Night Stalker and he was able to kill people.
It was very infinite Clockwork.
Now he's got 1700 health as a support Night Stalker, and he deals a lot of damage with that Spirit Vessel. That item is straight up godlike.
Especially against Omni-Knight. Purification's gonna be not real effective.
Yeah, it's like a pillar of fire that follows you around. They might just go for the high ground here. Force the engagement.
Yeah. They have the Phantom Lancer right now hitting on the tier 2. They want to force him back to defend his base, and if he doesn't, then they will just try and take this tier 3. But Gyrocopter clears through things pretty quickly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So that tier 2 is basically no flag cannon this time around for FN. So things are going to last a little bit longer. Close to call down and everything else.
So close to BKB. He wants that before he fights. The tower's starting to get really low now. You got to make a decision if you're Empire.
I mean, it doesn't seem like the Phantom Lancer's going anywhere.
Yeah, he's making the right choice.
Committed to slipping. Is this the right choice? Well, I mean, if they can keep the tier 3 alive and get them to the Brewmaster ultimate, there goes the Static Storm as well. Doesn't really catch a whole lot of heroes though. Mapolska may end up dying to the Brewlings, but it's a minor cost here. It was not the initiation that King would definitely need. In fact, they're going to lose the Brewmaster and not get the Shadow Shaman kill.
All to try to save your Night Stalker. Not worth it all.
And that was like 3 minutes farming time for PL. They did not kill that tier 3 and open up the shrines.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I think the PL, like, what are you going to do for that?
Yeah.
Your team's going to defend with or without you. FN's the important one there. Just why is there that stays. Like, Nyx needs to scale this as fast as he can.
Yeah.
The Battle Fury build is greedy, but if you can get away with it, like, now he's level 19, farms very quick. He's going to get his Diffusal at a very decent time on top of the Manta. Just relatively unpunished.
Yeah, I guess you really aren't going to do a whole lot if you don't have Diffusal played yet. But do you think Manta build was the right one? Just deal with the catch of the Night Stalker?
Yeah, I think he also wanted to just keep shoving in the waves.
Yeah.
To counter the Nature's Prophet.
And the Illusions are doing that really well for him right now. Top lane. Down some wards. They don't have a Blink Dagger on Mapolska, but they do have a Force Staff on the Omni-Knight to make this initiation. He's going to be able to battle with Shackles now. This Furion is very tanky. They can only get him down to half HP. Ghosty gets up on it, goes for the TP out. Leaves Mapolska to die. Oh, at the same time, the man's going to Static Stroke down. They cost LGD's life. And the TP out. No, they're not going to be able to get it. Nice attempt there from Nyx. What a big, big kill. And now they can push into the tier 2. The initiation comes in. Thompson has to run. The missile out here. Oh no! Missed Guardian Angel from Ghostic, and he willingly turned himself to stone as the Gyrocopter.
Oh no, he was barely outside of the range of that. Not what you want.
And all of a sudden, Penguin, one kickoff turns to 2. Now they can bang on that high ground. Nisha may not have any mana, maybe at half HP. It doesn't make a damn difference. He's got an Aegis, and he would really love to take this tier 3. Oh, there goes the Aegis pop. Back to full HP, full mana. So we have enough time to maybe poke one more.
I think you go top.
Take that tier 3 real quickly.
That's exactly
That an aggressive one-step push. I think it was. On the guy, they're going to try and separate the DOTA here, get some damage on him before he can go for that tier 3, but he's taking that he'll persevere. Now, focusing on the melee racks. Here comes that epicenter. Jump in, 2-hand boom strike. That's a good start to this team fight, but Patos already has his Brewmaster ultimate out, and they can't really do much to stop this damage, so they're going to take that melee racks, and now full retreat before the Gyrocopter or the PL is back. And Empire do not have the catch to punish them as they run away.
Very well done. I like that they committed for top. I think there's no way you try to make the same play at mid. They don't have the detection. Sand King is just sitting there. Omni is in a very defensive position. You neutralize him by going top where it's already opened up. You just pop the brew split, lift him in the air repeatedly. That's exactly what you need to do. That's what they get away with. At the same time, Ghostic is getting very farmed, almost has that Radiance completed. And once that happens, it's going to be a lot harder to fight into him.
The seeds of fortune.
Of course, you can just continue to get thrown up into the air. Watch the fight high on him.
But while he's floating up, he'll have sparkles.
Yeah, it's sick. I like the synergy. You're always useful. You fool.
No real MKB buyers on the side of Kinguin for the early game, that's for sure.
Yoku went in with a pretty big ult, but it's like the downside if you don't have follow-up. Sand King ult is really underwhelming.
Sometimes I feel like the epicenter is more noise and light. It's like a light show. It looks really big and there's a lot of chaotic things happening, but there isn't any real damage behind it a lot of the times.
That's always kind of been like the knock on SK as a 4.
Yeah.
Like stun, the initiation is very nice because it's like targeted stun. It's not like mix or anything like that. Or STARLADDER, you know, or STARLADDER stun, it feels impossible to hit early game. But the downside, of course, and you're very mobile with your Sandstorm, and you can shove out waves with Caustic. His first 3 spells are excellent, and then his ult feels very just like meh.
Nisha gonna pop that snow gate, and then gonna ignore from Trigger. He's on pop. BKB goes to back line. Stop here. It's actually not again. Ghostic was far too far away to be able to save him here. Ghostic's just charging in now. Pops a repel. Man fighting a DOTA. Good luck with that, buddy. Kinguin. They have won this fight already. It's just a question of how many heroes can they actually catch. Looks like the Sand King Yoku does manage to buy some time for Ghostic. Try and get himself away, but he is not a very fast hero. Furious gonna land right on top of it. It's in the trees. There's no way to cut himself out with 4 staff on cooldown. They'll get that extra core kill. 2 down from Empire.
Very well done by Kinguin. Much more disciplined game in this one, and I really like their draft. None of their heroes got punished. It feels like they were able to enable both supports. Now you're in a position where the DOTA is Omega farmed. It's not easy to take her down. Gyrocopter buys back. But if you don't definitively win this, you're going to be so far behind at this point that your game impact just goes to nil, as he is now fallen behind the Nature's Prophet in farm. He should.
It's going to be hard for the Phantom Lancer to do Yoku gets a 3-man burrow strike, and that's the comeback for Empire. They're going to try and finish off the Brewmaster. Gets the Earth Panda as well. That's 4 now.
Like now, your epicenter looks sick. When you get to collapse on top of it with like the way that they did, then it looks very cool.
You know, I was just about to say, I don't think Kinguin should do this. I think they're pushing their luck. Because Roshan's up. They lose this fight. They're not just giving this up, they're giving up Roshan as well.
You saw the flank, then plus the gyro comes down. Yeah, at the same time, I'm watching the main screen. They done so much damage into that corner. That's the second time Kinguin.
Are you just telling the viewers what they're missing out?
Yeah, you guys just saw it, but in case there were some details that were left out, or if you're like doing an audio thing. That's the second time they've done that though. They did it in the Menesky game too, where they just rush things.
Yeah.
Just go for the Roshan. They did it at Perfect World too.
What game was that?
I think Kinguin told me. Sure. It was Kinguin where all they had to do was just chill. They would have won the game. They didn't really have the patience for it, so they ended up losing.
I think that's a byproduct of having a... I mean, they've been playing for a while. So yeah, relatively young squad. one of those 10 years of the game experience captain.
Oh, for sure. But I think they sometimes they just get overeager in the game. Yeah. Guys, you're a good team. Relax. Like, you're a very good team. This is a nice up-and-coming team. They can have a little bit more faith in going later on in the game, not have to rush things so much. The opportunities will present themselves. It's Dota. Everyone always makes mistakes.
Could be a mentality that snowballs itself, right?
Yeah.
They start losing late game, that they don't feel comfortable with late game, they just want to shut things out.
And you just rush things overall. It feels like your team has like lost its core.
They are still up by 1K, and they still have a full lane of racks taken out of top lane. Omni9, that's a big thing off. They are going to try and interrupt this one, but Yulza's just going to go in line, trying to save the Omni9. Brought down with Yulza, they're still going to end up dead.
Now you can go for it.
And it's not going to die down +1.
Empire
2 to 3.
Just like last game. Just somebody, don't do this to yourselves. Stop it. Relax, guys. Now Kingdom's like, alright, I guess that's a freebie.
Yeah.
They were not expecting
the mobile tank that is the DOTA pushes forward into the buildings of Empire.
Alright.
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
Feeling good, Blitz?
It's very confusing.
Blitz is just holding his head. He doesn't know what's happening in this game.
The frustrating part is like, now Empire, it was like last game Kinguin battled so hard.
Yeah.
And then they died like 3 heroes in a row and they lost the game. And I just watched the exact same thing happen from almost the exact same position. Remember, it was they got Roshan, then they went for these like weird plays. They all just died.
What Blitz is trying to say is these two teams are evenly matched.
They are in
both of their strengths and their weaknesses.
Empire brought it all the way down from like 9K to 1K. Can I see the graph? We don't actually have the monitor.
It's gonna be
I need the graph. Oh my god. It happened so suddenly too. If you guesstimate like the time difference that it took from it to go from like 10K up to even to 9K, it was like the span of 2 minutes.
Yep.
Huh. It makes it really exciting.
Definitely turned into an interesting game for sure.
I'm thoroughly entertained because I don't even know if that secures Kingwin's win. Yeah.
You don't know who's going to win. It should be Kingwin, right? They're up by 2 lanes of racks. They've got a map. They've got a DOTA late game, which even if it's facing up a Phantom Lancer, it's still one of the tougher heroes to beat.
Yeah, but you know, if Phantom just goes for like a rapier,
yeah,
man, Kingwin would ban that hero every game if they lost to Gyro from this position.
That really is the point. Usually we say Mega is both kind of the end of the game. Your FN's going to be caught. He has no way to escape. He does have a cheese though. He's taking a lot of damage. He's just stuck in those trees the whole entire time. He's forced to pop his cheese. Now here comes the rest of the team. Yoko and Momoshka are going to be able to catch the 9-star here. The homing missile on him. He's definitely going to go down. But Phantom Lance in the back lines. He's killed the Disruptor, but he's stuck. He's going to lose his Aegis. They need to be able to catch the rest of the Kingwin here. They're going to pop that Brewmaster. The team that finally went out. Ghost comes in. Here comes that epicenter. Nailing most of the Brewlings in the back line. Exotic Deer stands and fights against Nyx. And he's actually winning the engagement. Cutting misses the trees. He needs vision. His soul's been bouncing around. He should just stand his ground and fight. His Ghost is going to end up going down the eye of Scotty on him. Phantom Lancer comes back though. Finally able to finish off that Fury, but can't go for Nisha. That DOTA is just too strong for him. He's got to play the side.
I think you disengage here.
Jump back in. Here comes Sandman with the top. They're going to try and finish off Hondo to get out, but no! Nisha comes in with a buyback for Exotic here. He actually goes for Phantom Lancer. He's going to nail him too this time around. He gets the tree surround on the PL. I cannot believe they went back in for that. They tried to go for the big play and kite the DOTA, but instead multiple heroes fall to this quick shot. Jesus.
Really thought when I said they disengaged, they won that fight 4 for 1.
Yeah.
You get out at that point and you're chilled. You're not killing the DOTA very easily.
No.
You just get out, that's fine. Your heroes are all like at 200 health. Nisha just stood there. She's like, all right, well, I guess I'm right-clicking you all. And she got level 25. She's so strong right now. that is...
No buyback for the ground pass with 40 seconds left. They do have the Omni Knight coming back though. But they're going to lose Yoku at this rate. Yoku flips back. Yules can't save him, and they just cannot get Nyx's Phantom Lancer illusions. They've caught the Night Stalker though. Maybe they can kill him. He talks BKB. Stogate goes out. Nisha left on no mana. With the Stogate's out, they can't turn and find him. Nyx is dropping lower and lower. He needs to build a doppelganger out, but he don't have just yet. The heal's going to be able to keep him alive, but the shots from Nisha still finish him off, and that'll be the end of the game. 2 minutes down, Empire know they can't battle against Mega Creeps. They can't battle for that long without their Phantom Lancer.
GG as Penguin, the team that had the lead, they do close it out this time around.
Yep.
They maybe sweat a little bit, but they do end up taking the win. And Empire, I think they're going to be very...
Dire team pick.
You know,
have
second
coffee.
breakfast.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to StarLadder. We have cakes in our lounges.
Yes.
Yeah.
Multiple cakes, in fact.
Multiple cakes.
Today's selection was a banana pie,
Hey, there you go.
a tiramisu cake,
Good
and a
shout.
vanilla cake.
My goodness.
I do think that the brew pick was perhaps a bit too early because
Yeah.
it's a fairly strong surprise pick, but you know, second pick might be giving it away a little.
You know what we don't have?
Remaining.
Anything open past 6 p.m.
5
I don't know what it is so far with Shanghai, but the hotel and everywhere else seems to shut so early. My God.
It's cold. I think everyone wants to get
cold.
home.
I'm
Yeah.
cold and hungry. I have money to spend. They're not interested. I'm just saying it's a little unusual in a city of this size.
So I want to see what kind of brood mother, what kind of style this
Yeah.
brood mother will be. There's two like big deviations. The first one is like, for example, when Ramsey plays it, he plays it very for himself.
Yeah.
Goes for things like Mask of Madness, Death Slater. He's looking to kill that mid tower. He's looking to snowball and just take over the game. And then you have other players like NoTel, for example. When he plays it, it's about winning his lane, and then he rotates with the brood, which is kind of
That's really
different,
sort of
yeah.
not what you'd expect from a brood.
yeah.
Because she
And
generally builds a house and lives there. Like,
Exactly.
that's it. That lane becomes her home.
NoTel likes to like move his webs and decides to help out the other
10
lanes.
seconds
Much more
remaining.
team-oriented playstyle of brood. So we'll see. I haven't seen Team
5
Kingdom play brood at all. So
remaining.
I don't know what kind of style they're gonna do.
I mean,
I believe, if I might be wrong, but I believe Kingwin is one of those teams that has brood played in different positions, so they have
okay.
it a little bit of as a flex pick.
Even more surprises.
well, they banned Legion out, which would say to me that they're going to run her in the safe lane. Or I guess mid, but I don't think I really would have expected to see Empire run Legion
10
mid.
seconds
But
remaining.
I could see them tossing a Legion into the off lane just to kill
5
spiders, you know?
seconds remaining.
So often, like unheard of heroes like Bristleback now needs to surface up as a conversation because he's such a strong brood counter.
Earthshaker as well. Possibility.
There was a game where in the summit where I think NoTel played Brood and a Templar Assassin was played against it. And that Templar had like 100 CS in 6 minutes because it just killed all the broodlings.
Of course.
Kingwin's Broodmother has a 75% win rate. Over
how
8
many
games?
games?
Eight
Eight
games.
games. 6 of them.
Good.
So normally I'm not behind too much on the statistics because I feel like there's so much variation in game. But
Yeah,
Broodmother
yeah.
is one of those heroes I believe those kind of stats. Because
do.
Brood takes over a game so often that I feel like she's a big part of her win rate.
I think the downside of Brood is that she falls off at some point, and then, you know, you're stuck with the Brood.
I guess the feeling is she would have taken enough buildings that it doesn't matter. Also, if you run her mid, she dominates the mid lane and then the mid into the middle of the game. We know King would love to pick a super greedy
5 seconds remaining.
carry, so I think that they could easily then have enough space made for them by this Brood and Brew. I mean, that's a lot of space already, Brood and Brew. That's tricky to deal with. So then you could still pick proper old school carry on top of that. I mean, the Medusa's banned out, Lycan's banned out. They do like Lone Druid,
10 seconds
and that would give them 4 heroes to Team Empire's 3.
5 seconds
Night Stalker,
remaining.
Shadow Shaman +1, Brewmaster, Broodmother, Lone Druid and his bear. And when Brew splits, that's technically 3, but they would get 6 heroes. They would outnumber them 2-1 already, and we're only like halfway through the picking stage.
So I guess your only counter is to pick Meepo here.
Pick Meepo, get the numbers back up.
Right.
And then maybe
Makes
Ogre.
sense. Does Ogre really count though? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
And Jakiro.
And Jakiro.
They're taking their sweet time here.
They really are.
Have they DC?
Beastmaster.
No. Beastmaster.
Beastmaster.
I think every core they pick from now on will have some AoE. They don't want to make sure that Brood could have a good lane
Yeah.
and run them over.
But this is also not just good for the AoE, but also great for the vision. Which Night Stalker already was a little bit, of course.
Sure.
But great for the vision that Brood can't run away through trees.
It's a lot of vision.
5 seconds.
Vision and catch, everything you need against Brood.
One big creep that Beastmaster will be looking for with his Helmut Dominator will be the Darkshore Warlord creep.
Yeah.
Give that good ensnare on top of the Brood for lockdown. That's assuming that he still goes for the build.
So the question really is, what are they going to do with that Brood on the lane? So far, obviously, we already got a Brewmaster, which is most likely going to be on the off lane. So is Brood going to be middle?
I think you're keeping the option open.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the Legion ban means that, you know, you just don't want to have your spiders getting owned by Legion. So I think that was a good ban. But,
Yeah.
I mean, Beastmaster's, you know, he is annoying and the axe is obviously not great, but you're never going to be completely AoE free what you're up against in the off lane. So I think it's fine. You could run her safe, but you could also run her mid. Let's see what they come up with for a mid. They go gyro.
Yep. Yeah, so every lane, every core will have a way to deal with spiderlings.
Yeah.
Is this some next level drafting by Kinguin where
It could be
the Brood
because
is just
it is a second pick Brood.
It's so rare. If this is a position for Brood, I'm gonna lose it.
It would be something else.
Remaining.
They go like Jug, Shadow Fiend. See
That'd be
ya.
amazing, yeah. She just farms their jungle.
Yeah. Broodmother jungle is very slow. Would not recommend.
But she puts all the webs all over the enemy jungle, so she can help out the offlane. Helps
Yeah.
out Brewmaster. Steals the bounty runes. Elder Titan. No. No, it is going to be a core Brood.
Again, was there any reason to
The dream is dead.
pick Broodmother like so early?
No, I don't know why.
Well, Empire, as said, they second phase banned Brood
Sure,
previous
sure.
game.
10 seconds remaining.
And I guess Kinguin hasn't banned the Tinker because they were almost goating Empire to like, hey, you want to pick Tinker for Nyx? We'll put our Brood there.
Yeah.
Come at us.
But then again,
Dire team.
March of the Machines kind of zones.
It's good once you have it leveled up,
Yeah.
but like early on, you could get run over.
Machines versus spiders, Lumi. Who wins? I would say machines.
Depends on what level of the machines are
That's
at.
true. But a vacuum cleaner, for example, that's a machine.
10 seconds.
Very powerful.
That's like about
remaining.
level 3.
That's a level
2.
3, yeah.
5
Whereas
seconds
a
remaining.
Rubik's Cube or a
level 1
television remote control.
Level 1 is one of those automatic toothbrush.
Electric toothbrush.
Yeah.
That's a level 1
That's
March of the
level
Machines
machine,
are just toothbrushes.
Doesn't do much.
Just makes her kind of sparkly. Parablade ban. Do they ban the Stinker or do they go for something else?
Dire team.
You ban the Storm. Okay. So this Brood is looking more and more like a mid.
Radiant team.
These rounds.
Wow.
We still don't know which lane it's gonna be.
Look at their heroes though.
Yeah.
Penguin have got themselves one heck of a draft here. Shadow Shaman's looking smaller and smaller with every passing selection.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, last pick. It will be the Shadow Fiend, so we're going to have a safe lane
Ooh.
gyro.
I saw this exact
Mid-Brood.
matchup at Genting. Dendi was playing Shadow Fiend,
Right.
and Mushi was playing Brood. And Shadow Fiend normally beats Brood, but Mushi outplayed Dendi there. So
Wow.
I wonder if we're going to see the rematch, or we're going to see a little bit of dodge. I hope we get the rematch, though. It's a very fun matchup to see mid.
Brood versus Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
Well, it could be Timbersaw versus Shadow Fiend.
It could. That would be very boring.
Because we saw
By
Nisha mid the previous game as well.
Yeah.
But time will tell. Lumi, Empire, what do they need to do to make sure that they are the one to face Mineski later today?
Don't let the Brood go off.
Alright.
Like you brought up earlier, it's a hero, or maybe you brought it up. The hero doesn't scale that well. You need to get really far ahead.
No sheeps.
So
Yeah.
don't let the Brood do that.
All right, and I guess if I'm gonna ask what Kinguin needs to do, let the Brood scale up.
Let that Brood get there. Yeah, just they've got a really dominant 5, and they can definitely win a lot of lanes. I
Yeah.
think they just have to go and do that try and beat that SF mid and let Brood into that mid game just absolutely spiral, and they can run all over him and take all the building.
All right, well, one of these two teams is going to play against Mineski later today, and will keep themselves in the competition. Let's find out if it's going to be Kingwin or Empire with our commentators, Capitalist and Blitz.
Amazing. What an amazing duo of analysis. Do A. Don't let them do A. It's a nice combination.
That's why my boy Teddy Lumpkins gets paid the big bucks. The money.
Ed was begging. It's like, please let me do an event.
I tried sticking my hand out and he said, don't touch me. He's very rude. This one. I love you.
He gave him the finger.
Love him. Great guy. He's still whispering insults as he walks by. It's all good though. Alright. Empire versus Kingwin.
Ted said he would take Finger of Death. That's his Dota ability in real life.
In real life? That's kind of messed up.
Just give him the finger, you know?
Ah.
That's what he was trying to do to you. He's giving you the Finger of Death.
I would take...
I say time lapse. You're just going to turn into an egg?
But I'd be reborn glorious as long as nobody touches me. And everyone would be stunned by my brilliance.
And everyone would be burning in the meantime?
I mean, I'd turn into a literal sun, but... like, I'm in trouble, I'm about to die. If I'm gonna die, that means other people are gonna die anyways, right? So it's just like, turn into the sun. Like, and I pop out fresh.
Why wouldn't you just take reincarnation?
I mean, that has cooldown.
So does Supernova.
That's like lower cooldown.
No, it doesn't. Reincarnation has a lower cooldown.
You get level 1.
Oh, you only get level 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so bounty runes picked up, both sides equal.
We haven't talked about the draft at all, by the way. Kingwin got a Broodmother. They got their Broodmother. Kingwin are very good with this hero. Very few teams have lit the Broodmother. Go to Kingwin.
Empire's like game 3, elimination. YOLO.
You know what I want to face? A Broodmother.
Might as well.
The game decides whether or not I stay in StarLadder.
I mean, FN's a beast. He's gonna win this game for them.
You think so? This SF is just gonna beat out Broodmother and Brewmaster and Timbersaw?
Yeah, the scary thing for me is that Nisha's gonna kerplunk on this guy up at top though.
Yeah. Well, he's not kerplunking right now.
You need level 2, because level 1 you get reactive. I made the mistake before of thinking that it was a good idea to get
to challenge, get Whirling Death and challenge them.
It's a horrible idea.
They
Don't
just
do that,
right-click
guys.
you.
Yeah, they just right-click you. You have 0 armor. You die really quick. You're gonna miss some CS and harass, but it's like also you waste a lot of mana doing that. Like all of a sudden you're level 2 and you've got 50 mana left. Get some levels first, fools. Be conservative.
So Beastmaster is gonna have our time in that 1v1, but Kingwin are going for another aggro tri-lane. Brewmaster, Elder Titan, and Witch Doctor. I can't help but thinking that they have a big advantage here. They've won the last lane. I feel like they may even have better supports than last time around.
Yeah,
well, the Elder Titan.
Witch Doctor is sick at this.
Yeah, that's it.
I really like though that they're making sure that Patos has a good game. I feel like every game that Kingwin allows this guy to shine, he does. And every time he gets shut down, he is... Oh, that's cat.
Gonna be able to get the clap as well. But Shackle there. He's going to be tanked up by the Green Wave quite a bit, but still able to finish him off. It looks like that was not the time to shine there. Let's go. No, it was not.
Pochka was quick on that.
Yeah.
But they are going to win the top lane.
Are they going to win mid? How does this matchup go?
SF's okay, but sometimes you just get swarmed by rude dudes, and it's annoying. I can't remember who Lumi thought won, but I think if Rude does okay, I think the SF does okay. It should be kind of hard for SF to get a kill, because Rude's so fast that it's hard to get stuck, unless you're really bad at microing the children.
So would you say, like, the point is to get the Broodlings on top of him before he gets the double raise?
Yeah, yeah.
Because one raise isn't going to do it most of the time.
This matchup is like the living embodiment of how you fight at once.
Big stomp with a Maledict already on Nyx. It's going to be a lot of damage. He bonks Yoku one. So they may have died, they may have given up first blood. They are definitely pressuring this this gyrocopter.
Yeah, their brood just can't, or their brood just comes down and continues to farm. He's fine.
But Nick seems to be doing just as well as FN was doing on the CS account.
Because they're not really trying to kill the gyrocopter, and he knows that. They're trying to kill the supports, which is why this time around the supports are playing very far back. Because if you force them to go on the gyro, then you've got to turn around. But if it's the shaman that gets gone, what are you going to do?
So he's going to go with the boar build on the Beastmaster. I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do against the Timber side. I
heard some yelling.
It's going to suck for you.
Ghost Stick took a lot of damage up the top. That's what I'm talking about. This is where the Timber now begins to shine. Although FN is
very far ahead.
Yeah, he's
killed a lot of little blue things, as reflected by his plated CS and inflated levels.
That's a level 3 druid.
Stomp. Oh, 1-2 with Valentine's already on him, but Poshka, this is looking pretty good. They're going to try and get a counter kill onto the Witch Doctor here. The Shackles goes up, giving Yoku enough time to be able to right-click him down. Maybe finally brings him down, but it costs him a lot of time here. Fortunately, it's nighttime, so he can outrun Kinguin. Unless Katsura can hit a big stomp, but I don't think they really want to try for that one.
He's already at like 300 health. There's no way. This mid matchup though, Brood's level 3, SF's level 6.
What's going on here?
Can we switch back to the net worth?
Blitz, you promised me relatively even matchup. What's going on?
Yeah, I don't play Brood. I play a lot of SF, but I haven't played Brood in a while.
Big stomp with a double damage on LIVESTREAM. They are dishing out right now on FN. He's going to taunt right now? My friend, you only taunt if you're going to live, and I don't think you're going to do that.
Close.
Big
kill potential's there though.
Poshka's dead as well. All right, well this is going to bring the Brood Mother back into the game real quickly.
Oh, she's good again. I mean, it helped that the Night Stalker secured the first few CS.
And Nisha goes and kills Ghost Stick. Yeah. Except at level 6 has Chakra.
This is going to be one of the most one-sided matchups.
Yeah.
Timber versus Beastmaster.
Oh, stuck around a bit too long trying to gank FN again.
Oh, look at FN's build, by the way.
What is his build?
Got Soul Ring.
Ah. So he needs the mana sustain to just stay in lane against the Brood Mother.
Yeah.
He can't leave,
right? Nice too.
Yeah. I can see all that.
He's trying for it.
Yep. Or Brood Mother, or Brood Master. Oh, he's just running at him right now. He does manage to get the raise off, so his exotic gear is low, but there's too many heroes here. FN gets ganked and dies again. The Night Stalker was supposed to be here to protect him, but he left. For the 6-minute rune, he abandoned the lane, and that is exactly when Kinguin pounced.
Doesn't find a good rune though. Gets the illusion up at top and starts here. Now in this mid lane, we're just going to shove in, and Nisha is taking full advantage of the fact that he's got such an advantageous matchup. With 20 reactive armor stacks, Ghost Stick's going to be very hard pressed to do anything in this lane, as now he's getting almost doubled up in CS. Going to get harassed back whenever Nisha has Anna. He's even going for the hood, so ganking him doesn't even feel like it's going to be a very favorable option.
Yeah. And eventually, tanking the tower, bit by bit, that siege wagon will bring down the tier 1.
Timbersaul's a pusher. People don't know that, but like, yeah. Timbersaul's a pusher, because you can tank the tower hits, and you can skip the creep wave better than almost any offlaner.
Very low risk. Exactly when you cut the creep wave.
It's not your, like, it's not you hitting anything that changes the
And they're going to be disrespected. Good stomp, though, as the call down comes in. That's going to be able to buy some space for them. Unfortunately, it still means LIVESTREAM will die.
Does take the rotation of the gyrocopter, though, just to defend the Shadow Fiend, and they took the top tower with no response. And Ghost Stick's game so far hasn't been enabled. They don't want to even go up here, and I think this is the right idea. If you recall EG versus Liquid, where they kept trying to kill Miracle. Okay. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
That was insane.
Yeah. LIVESTREAM, missile coming in. Nick's gonna run him down with a rocket brush. Another pick off here for Empire. It is leaving Patos alone in lane. Nisha is actually gonna, instead of just keeping the pressure on that top lane, he's gonna move to a different lane. See if he can take that safe lane tower at bottom. Not sure what Patos is supposed to do about this.
That's gonna allow the Beastmaster to get some farm during this time.
What is Pato supposed to do here? He's like, show up and take my lane away from me?
Yeah, that's
I'm not even level 6 yet.
pretty annoying for him to deal with.
Come on, homie.
Would you be, you'd feel annoyed, right? As an offlaner there?
Yeah, I'd be like, I've already taken this. If I'm my level 6, it's different. Like, maybe you want me to go and do something. But
They're going to catch Nisha here. They have a lot of activity. And Nisha needs to be able to escape outside of these raises. If he wants to stay alive, he does manage to get the chopper out, slowing down. And now with the Malzig on top of Nyx, he's definitely dead. Pato's not quite level 6, though. He's going to have to run himself away. Can't pop the ultimate. If he had been level 6, maybe he could have run down the rest of these heroes. Finally, Nyx dies. I thought he was dead a long time ago.
Now this mid tower is open, as Exotic Deer is taking advantage of the fact that a lot of those heroes rotated down. And that's what you get when you try to gank a Timbersaw that's bad over farms at that point. They feel like they could have just triple raised, gotten the kill, but the lockdown just isn't there for long enough. He has a push. It's not easy to take down.
They do have the roar. Single target focus on this Brood Mother is going to be just enough.
Yoku with the invis was very patient with it. Ghost Stick now enables this game a little bit more. Ghost Stick, what does he have? Does he have the both?
yeah, he does.
Oh, he's caught up in a great wave. He's utilized this time very well.
Just straight round, but
He does have it.
It's fine. Yeah, he's got kill potential now. And they can't afford to lose this mid tower.
oh, that's a stomp right on the marker there with the cast Paladin coming in onto FN as well. Elisa tries to back himself away. The second wave does not come in to finish on the Witch Doctor. Looks like the support may still be able to run him down. FN dies to the Brewmaster ultimate. Nyx is still going to try and fight this one, see if he can save his Beastmaster. He's already low HP, 400 HP, but Patos, he runs out of his Brewmaster ultimate now. He's going to need some big time shots. Even with the Cyclone onto Nyx, they're able to control him long enough for Nyx to come back down and help claim the kill.
Yoku continuing to get a lot out of this game. The Brood Mother has been hampered a lot by these ganks. And Shadow Fiend just farms during this time. Gets quite a bit ahead. That's the upside of when you get to play Shadow Fiend and there's so much fighting taking place and you don't necessarily have to be there.
And eventually these heroes, the Gyrocopter and the SF, even the Beastmaster, they're going to be strong enough that they can stand toe-to-toe against the Brood Mother by themselves.
Especially the Beast right now. Of course, the Timbersaw is doing quite well.
Of course, he gets a pass and bounces back to Nisha misses the Timber Chain. They are still going to be able to land this. Nisha can go for the Chakram, Timber Chain through. Now on top. That is going to be a kill on to Nyx with sound. Around. Ghosting. He has to roll the Brood Mother and try and run himself away. Paralyzed cast, bounce onto him once. Looks like he missed the nuke as well there from Exotic Deer. Hit the creeps instead. Creates more babies for himself, but he's not going to have the opportunity to push that tower, not with the Shadow Fiend defending.
Yeah, with SF here, it makes it a little bit more complicated. I would like to see them camp, both teams keep their tier 1s up as long as possible, although Nisha keeping his catapult alive, really like this. With 20 reactive armor stacks, now it's turning into daytime. He can sit here and commit, but there's no problem. The question is, does Empire do anything about it? FN really doesn't want to be here right now, but they do pop the glyph, at least for a short-term salve. And with Mapochka farming up top, I think this is just a tower that they're going to have to give up on. They don't have it.
They have the Beastmaster roar, triple raise in, call down, and it would still be fun.
They're all smoked up though, Kingwin. They're trying to catch this SF if he gets a little bit too greedy.
I gotta get him. Chakram on top of him, FN can't go anywhere. Turns around, tries to get for the raise onto Elisa. Not enough to kill him though.
Very close though. The stun does land on the Yoku, but he's very fast.
Yeah. Hard kill to get. Right now, Empire are just trying to split push out the lanes. You've got Gyrocopter pushing out bottom, top lane being threatened by Ghost Stick. Call down. Kills Brooklings. Ease the pressure off the tower.
This rocket is going to connect, but doesn't do very much damage. But Ghost Stick is going to do the Beastmaster thing, start pushing on top. TP comes in from the Timbersaw as
that is not the cast. But Pochka's going to be able to stop the stomp here with the Timbersaw canceling his TP. This is a fight that Empire can actually win. Ghost Stick going to try and get the roll onto LVSOSH. Gets Vision out, managed to get the Hex. Email mid lane. Nisha already dropped low, but is able to Timber Chain away.
I think Nisha's TP got canceled.
Elisach. Oh, Pato's actually up here, managed to pop the ultimate and turn. Is going to be able to take out Mapochka and catch Ghostic as well. Now, Ghostic is quite tanky, so... And he's about to run out of the Brewmaster ultimate here. He's going to get the stun, but there is definitely no way he can kill him. In fact, if anything, Ghostic can actually turn.
They're pinging down by Yoker's coming.
They do also have the Timbersaw on his way, though. Nisha gonna try and kill some of these creeps. Actually get some damage onto Ghostic. Here comes the call down though for the Gyrocop to the back line. Joker trying to try and finish off Patos, but the shot comes in just in time. But it was Black Cannon shot from Nix that manages to get that kill.
Joker throws out the nuke. No follow-up though at that point. But very nice for Empire. A lot more coordinated in that situation. You took away the threat of the Timbersaw. Heroes are a little bit too fast for him right now.
What is this build from FN? No drums, just straight up Soul Ring into Yule Scepter. Do you agree with this?
Yeah, I think he realizes like the enemy team doesn't have the best lockdown. The only stun that he really has to contend with is ET and Witch Doctors.
It appears to be enough to be able to get the time so much. Even if he TV'd out, he would have died for the Maledicts. At least he kills a bunch of spiders on his way out.
They know that Mapochka's invis, but they can't do anything about it right now.
Mapochka's hoping to be able to set up on somebody for his team, especially since it's nighttime. But it's a hard move to make. Penguin are staying relatively grouped up. Right now,
Nisha's currently in the way.
Yeah, exactly. They can't go through Nisha, and they don't want to go on Nisha, so... Alright, they're going to try for it. See if they can bring everything they have to be able to hold this Timbersaw down. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, with 4 heroes.
And he did not have any reactive stats at that time.
Oh, Zach Deer's got to watch out.
Yeah, he did get hit by that Centaur though. Bye-bye, Brutal. Stop. Barely gets away. The 1K gold lead right now for Empire. They do have a lineup that scales pretty well with the SF, Gyrocopter, and Beast. Sort of a tri-core setup here. While I would say Kinguin's lineup was supposed to win the laning phase and kind of snowball a bit, right?
Yeah, they anticipated, okay, the Brood, we're going to get ganks for her. They did. And at the same time, bottom lane will aggro, which will allow the Timber to get the one-on-one. They thought they were going to stomp all 3 lanes, which they did, but at the same time, like, Timber suffers from the fact that, like, his teamfight is whatever. Yeah. You need heroes by you. Oftentimes, Timber saws get this, like, thing which Crow used to call, like, strongman syndrome, where you get this lead and you feel like you're unkillable, so you start playing, like, a little bit solo and cocky.
Yeah.
Because you survive 1 or 2 engagements and you think, like, well, I'm untouchable. But in Dota, I mean, the best part about Dota is, like, you can always kill somebody. You can 4-on-1, CC somebody down. Nobody's too tanky.
And as a result, give up a lot of golden experience. You can see Timbersaw still top of net worth even after that last gank. Currently smoked up Empire. It's daytime, a little bit harder to make this initiation. They're going to wrap around here. See if they can get the Beastmaster from behind, baby, going for the roar. They can invade up to top lane. Looks like they're a little bit split on this decision. Polchka's still sticking around mid, but the rest of the team's heading up to back up Nyx.
I think this decision right now is fine. Empire's doing a good job splitting things up. They're going to protect that tier 2 tower push, which will then allow Ghostic to now play very aggressively in the top lane, meaning that somebody always has to be up there on the side of Kinguin. Close game.
So would you say that straight up is worth it? Tier 2 mid, tier 2 safe?
I think it's fine. I think Empire will be somewhat okay with it. Yeah. Getting the tier 2 top means that there's always the threat of the Rex now.
We're throwing the darkness here, fall down and try and clear the freeway from behind us, trying to solve each other to get with pouncing, solar graphics as well, blow him up, and now FN has got to be careful. They can't defend this tier 2 any longer, even with the darkness.
That was greedy.
That was.
They took the town top. You know that they're in position right now.
Oh, great job. Dropping the tornado just in time for the stop to hit.
That's 3. and the tower. You had a decent trade.
What was it? Did Empire just assume that there was people rotating up to top lane, defend? Was that why they tried to make that play?
I'd imagine so, but they probably just overthought things like, oh, it's nighttime. They haven't really been able to keep up with us in fights.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna take a fight, that's not how you take it.
No.
They ran in. Kinguin were perfectly set up in that situation. Patos is very good with his ults. He doesn't ever clap. He just like, whatever, I'm gonna pop it in.
Yeah.
Get the team fight going.
And when a Brood Mother is already set up with webs, big boost in your team fight, because he's got a Desolator. It's real hard.
I think they go for Roshan though. With no brew split.
No ETLT either.
But I feel like Kinguin, they should contest this.
They've got an Elder Titan to spot things out with a Ghost Spirit. Tough to be able to get in there.
It's the Ghost Spirit
Form thingy.
farm thing.
Get the name right.
Man, IceFrog really wanted to throw people for a loop with some of these names.
There's one hero that is really bad. Who's not a couple times. What it is. Helpful.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Shallow Grave and Shadow Wave. That one. Dazzle. They're like the same thing. They're like the same name for some reason.
I like that name though, Shallow Wave, or Shallow Grave.
But that's exactly what can happen. You can mix them up pretty easily.
Damn, Austin,
Shallow
you taught me
Wave.
something new every day.
Shadow Grave.
Dire's bottom tower
I
is
said
under
Shadow Grave
attack.
far too many times in my career.
That's just because you're not OD Pixel, but that's okay.
That's true.
Bottom lane, Poshka is gonna pay dearly for showing himself on the map for longer than 2 seconds.
You cannot very easily play the split-pushing Shadow Shaman in this game.
No, they will kill you. Nobody fears you.
Nobody's scared of the Shadow Shaman. Well, it's nighttime. What does Empire do here? I mean, they still want to take Roche, right?
They gotta take a fight. They gotta take a fight first.
See if they can kill Nietzsche with the Eel Scepter combo. 1 raise, 2 raise. It's a third, blinks back. Tanking it here.
FN did not really want to go for that.
Yeah.
Illusion.
They're doing a fantastic job though, keeping the ward vision around the Roshan pit and de-warding it. They're making absolute sure. This is the upside of having pushed in that top area, is whenever Kinguin goes to deal with that, you're at liability to just get Roshan. Or losing the mid tower yourself. But I don't think this is a tower that you should give up. If you can continue to keep this tower up, it's very hard for Empire to sneak that Roche.
They're going to give up now, but Patos is going to try and get the initiation. He leads with the clap though, and that leads into the decision. Patos going to come in. Patos is going to have to go. No more decisions came down, but at the same time, they've already lost their ET with the balancing. Darkbuster does have to back out. Now, FN gets off the ultimate, try and lower some of this damage. But Nietzsche just far too big. Fortunately, he's burned out of mana, so it's going to be hard for him to come in. Yoku actually managed to kill the Witch Doctor and may still manage to get out. Exotic Deer is trying to run him down right now, but it's darkness, and it's pretty hard to be able to chase him. Patos at low HP has to back out. It's going to be slowed down by the Necronomicon minion, and Blink him from FN will finish him off. Now it's just tight around his Timbersaw, and Exotic Deer does not have the BKB to be able to fight this one out. Empire take this fight cleanly.
They are getting kited. That was an expert team fight.
Oh, they might not have more. Exotic Deer, he's going to be caught here. Yule Scepter into a missile and Void. That's a team wipe.
Very well done by Empire. That was very well done. Their team fight was squirrel in there. Everyone minded spells as they should. They came in and out like a squad. Nobody abandoned each other. They stuck together. They got kited like crazy bad.
Honestly, Empire looks like such a well-executing team. They really seem like they're a step above Kinguin when it just comes to straight-up execution.
Yeah, in the fights, right now, yes. But their heroes are easier to play too, because their heroes are really fast.
Yeah.
And they've got the easier lockdown. Like the fights where Kinguin win is because they get like 2-man stomps. But when they play around that fact, it makes it very hard for Kinguin's heroes to keep up. Because nobody gets locked down. Everyone's very fast. Everyone's got phase boots and drums. Or Yule Scepters and Blinks.
It feels like a lot of empty net worth now on Kinguin's heroes. The Broodmother, Timbersaw, still top of the net worth board, but you don't really see the impact of this net worth compared to the Shadow Fiend or Gyrocopter.
If you can't actually get your spells off or get your right clicks off as a result of a lack of disable, then yes. But who knows, we've seen 45 lead changes in this series.
That is very true. As we see a big one here on the screen. A very large dip down into the favor of Kinguin in the backup.
Who just finished BKB?
Question. BKB on Exotic Deer and Patos. Exotic Deer needed one so badly. He just can't actually team fight whatsoever. But a BKB finished up in the SF is certainly going to make things a bit easier for Empire as well.
Dire's top tower is under
They're
attack.
up by 4k gold. He's got plenty of initiation, 2 scaling cores, vision advantage, easy rotation capabilities, and here's the initiation. Pops it up. Immediately Pop is open. Look at that. Next up, they're just going to be able to finish off the other tank without any huge commitment. Tornadoed up the Gyrocopter. They're going to bring it back down, see if they can kill him real quickly. There's no instant disable though. Nyx is just so fast. He's able to outrun most of that boulder time. So now Kinguin are just spinning their wheels. They're not getting any kills out of this timing. The Brewmaster ultimate fade. TS will look himself away. He's going to be caught by FN. 2-4, pops his BKB. Ready to lift with his ultimate. No, he's just going to kill on Leeson first. Now throws it out as Gyrocopter actually is going to come in, help out Patos. They're going to be able to bring him down. Looks like Eagle with the BKB. He should still fall. Nyx has to be careful though. His Exotic Deer going to be caught by the shackles. Great hold there from Maposka. No disable to be able to save Exotic Deer. The missile comes back out towards the Gyrocopter, right next to the Elder Titan. He'll gladly take that kill. Thank you very much. Timbersaw still trying to fight this one out with Exotic Deer. Maposka though with another great hold. Just keeps on ignoring the Timbersaw. He just can't seem to do enough damage to threaten any of the cores. Can only kill supports. So in the end, we actually go, what, 3 for 3? With the Gyrocopter dropping to the Elder Titan. 3 for 4, excuse me.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He ran away from his team
The exact same gold exchange.
and got the missile rebounded onto himself, but you see the struggles of Kinguin's teamfight right there. As soon as they kill the Elder Titan, they don't have the lockdown. And without the control factor there, no one's dying.
And Ghostic is so farmed that you see his initiation just an easy pickoff. Every single time he just roars, throws all his minions out there, throws his Necronomicons, throws his boars, beasts, whatever. And he could just run back.
Having the Beastmaster in this game right now feels very good. Even though the laning phase went very meh, he caught up very nicely.
Yep.
Took a bunch of towers, and now his guaranteed initiation slow is making all the difference. And the fact that everyone's playing the move speed alone makes it very difficult.
Now we've got the Shadow Raise damage. Huge upgrade to the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah.
Still no Roshan though. Somehow, neither team has felt enough of a lead to be able to take it. Solar Crest finishing up for Yoku. Well, they'll have an easier time focusing down some of these heroes. But it seems like they just ignore the Timbersaw and focus everybody else.
That's what they've been doing in all these fights.
Yeah.
They kill the 2 lockdowns. The Witch Doctor cast does count as a lockdown. They ignore the Brew, because they're like, Brew does nothing. Okay. In the previous game, he had a Medusa to back him up. So that was actually kind of scary, but this time around, like the Timber, no, they just run around the spells. They don't really care too much. Timber's very tanky and hard to kill, but you'll be able to 1v5 him the later this game goes. Just dance him in a circle. And I think Empire feels that right now. As long as they take down the 2 control factors from Kinguin, they're not able to actually deal any of their damage from their cores. Like, prodigious net worth, but doesn't mean anything if you can't use it.
He's going Shiva's next.
Tank up. You need armor items too against the ET.
And the Desolator.
Yeah.
Broodmother. I feel you. He's trying to get a Scythe of Mice right now on the Timbersaw because they need some additional lockdown. My goodness. A sneaking Roche. Broodmother is in there right now. All our babies.
She's trying to make something happen right now.
Yeah.
The Roshan would be a very good step.
We've got the upgraded axes now from Beastmaster as well. It is nighttime. Kinguin, you are going to be so hard pressed. Actually taking the Brewmaster split. Turn around, load his arm. Great reaction though. But FN is here. He's dishing out the damage for Cesar. But he wants to be able to keep his distance. Dog here is going to commit here with the BKB. Now trying to track down FN, but he's already got close down. Seems to be able to stay away. So instead he goes for Nix. Nix down to half HP already, running low on the BKB. But again, the low is there. Always there. He's able to shut down that Brood Brother. It cost him his life. But FN, he will be able to finish up the kill. He runs into the road. He's not getting the miss. Oh, he explodes, and that'll finish up the Brood Mother. Yoku managed to kill the other Titan in the back lines every single time. This pesky Night Stalker is catching those supports. But in the end, it was a big win for Kinguin. They managed to finish up 2 cores out of there, even if it cost them the Brood.
Yeah, ET gets a very good initiation this time.
Yeah.
When ET gets these like wild initiations off, where he gets 2, they get the split earth, then yeah, fantastic. And at the same time, he was able to reflect the board.
Yeah.
Which locked down Ghost Stick during that entire period, which then got him killed. And they all just jump on top of FN. And Empire should have known that. They won 4 hits in a row consecutively, just going on that ET, jumping on him, making sure he doesn't get any of his abilities off. That time around, though, they just set up so awkwardly. The Beastmaster reflects onto himself to get outplayed a little bit there.
Rushing in, Nix. Trying to get some flat cannon shots to Patos in the back line while Yoku can finish him off. And sure enough, he does that and gets the courier kills. Elisage TV's out, and Nisha may be tanky, but not tanky enough to survive against 4 heroes. Kinguin stick around too long again.
Yoku loses this game, he's going to be so furious.
Yeah.
He has done so much for his team.
Certainly just won his team a fight to take Roshan.
When they're sticking around a little bit too long.
Kinguin just, the decision making on their part is costing them these games. They just won a great fight. Didn't take Roshan. Instead push, get caught, Empire the ones. We got the Aegis, that's for Nix.
I think they realized too though, like the team fight problem still existed.
Yeah.
Now you've almost got the E-Blade on FN. Just shy of Invis. Ghost Stick pushes out top, level 20 going for a 4-staff himself, so that they can further disengage.
Right now, Kinguin are pushing towards the top lane, but Empire's not too far behind, currently set up in mid. Trailing the Kinguin members, they're doing pretty good with the current nighttime situation. Nix is going to go ahead and collect some of the gold that's still left on the towers. Tier 1, Tier 2, available bottom lane, and that will also get him that upgraded item. The item for
Nullify?
Nullify, thank you.
Easy push for them at bottom. Kinguin's going to avoid this as the lead now climbs to 11k. And Empire, they just have to make sure they don't get multiple man ET stun.
Yoku again, time and time again, he's searching for that Elder Titan in the back line.
Alright, boards are going to drop now.
It is daytime though. They have darkness once Kinguin really trying to fight. Deal with the Serpent Wards first. Tier 3 will go down to about quarter HP. Empire will call quits, as they should. They should be very happy with the pace of this game. 11,000 gold up. At 32 minutes in, line up the scales well. Hudson's actually trying to get a Rada aces. That extra bit of lockdown for his team.
Same time, the Brood's also going for the Nullifier. so he can actually get on top. He just doesn't get blinked around the map. And a Hex completed. Like, this is how badly they decided they need to save him. They're like, well, we actually can't kill anybody right now. Not a bad thing to rotate me on.
More underneath shot. Hondo jump forward here with Hondo's open, but Hondo's beat him either to delay into the Timbersaw. See if they can finish him up. Indeed, they do. Shadow Beam's low enough that he has to back out, but they've already finished off both the Timbersaw and the Brewmaster, and now the Witch Doctor with a jump in there from FN. Katsor chased away by Yoku. Axes are going to finish off those Brood Mothers. Broodlings. They're going to be forced into a buyback here. Timbersaw, but Brewmaster, Witch Doctor do not have it. And even if they did, they would have no Brewmaster ultimate, so Empire feels good about pushing this.
Top does connect, but where's the follow-up damage here as Yusha is back alive?
Top is just such slow damage.
At this point, he does not feel very threatening at all. They're just ignoring it. They're even going to go bottom.
2 lanes of rest, it seems. Perhaps Kingwin can still take a fight, but the Gyrocopter on the front lines is not the easiest one because he does have the Aegis. Kingwin do not feel comfortable with taking this team fight whatsoever.
They're going to back out, reset things a little bit. They're up quite a bit at this point. 21k is their lead. This series has been marked by back and forth action. But now Kingwin completely on the back foot.
This would definitely be one of the more impressive comebacks that we've seen so far, because I just don't think Kingwin's lineup really team fight against this anymore.
Yeah. The Timbersaw's not in a position where he even got the Hex off. He just gets blown up by the Roar now. Roar Nullifier, dies in 2 seconds.
Trying to get BKB just to deal with all this magic damage. Empire can't bide their time. They've got Shrines to deal with. They've got Roshan to take. They want to just kind of chill out. Really secure their victory. After all, they've got another series to play through.
Yeah, you want to make sure this is clean.
Don't want to give the opportunity for Kingwin to have a comeback and make this game messier. It's already been. Jump in. Long jump from FN. Woke up LIVESTREAM with the interior plate. Now another trophy on Bonesy this time around. They're going to go for the tip side hit over the line. But Polska gets a lockdown there with the jacket. It's going to be tossed off the air, but it's just enough to save to get Nyx in there to finish off. Brewmaster, Timbersaw, bolt down. Exotic Deer is going to be last line on the line. And it's going to control from FN. That'll finish things off. Empire. What a clean fight, and what a way to end this series. It's Empire Kingwin.
That time was much cleaner execution. Yeah, it was that one fight which made things a little bit awkward momentarily, but for the most part, that one felt like it was very thorough. And I think Kingwin very disappointed with